Thank you for calling YouTube customer support. Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line with all the other lame brain dummies who don't matter. Your expected wait time is whatever.
Wolverine doll, 2K24, big ups. Put me on hold? Don't they know who I am? I invented playthroughs. I'm the man with the plan. Mommy's 10-year plan. Did I meet it or not? I guess it doesn't matter. Let's hold that thought. I think about money and I hold that thought. I think about my marriage and I hold that thought. I think a lot about all I never got. Then I take another sip and I hold that thought. I never got my dick rubbed. My parents never bought the doll that goes snicked, bub. I never got the spicy Latina. She never even let me near the spicy vagina. I never got an accoladed Evo. Didn't see no love for DSP, but they love the top 3 though. I never got the respect that I ought, so I try to wonder why, then I hold that thought. I think about Leanna and I hold that thought. I think about T and I hold that thought. I think a lot about everyone I've lost, and I pull another Hogan and I hold that thought. I lost my buddies Rambo and Howard. I threw out my fucking back, now I gotta use a stool in the shower. I lost my money, my nerve and my power. They were gonna throw hands, I just pulled mine back like a coward. I lost my understanding of the how or the why of the bad decisions that I made that got me lost like a tire. I lost my fire, the passion I brought. So I wonder what's left, then I hold that thought.
Why am I this way? Why am I this way? A scam and a play while time flies away. Why am I this way? Why am I this way? I pray I will climb to level 2, just not today. Okay. Tips. Give me that.
I'm going crazy like CeeLo from getting overlooked like my Lil Man Skilo. I need Hogan's, I gotta pull a kilo. My PJs are a chronicle of every time I ate a Dorito. The haters all compel that thought, and hell I fucking wish I could dispel that thought. I dress like I do cause of low tier God. He said I wasn't sexy and I held that thought. I think about the past and I hold that thought. I think about the future and I hold that thought. I pour another gin, take a cold fat shot, then I go downstairs and I hold that thought. I wish it was a little less dopey, a little less copey. I wish I didn't give it all to Scopely. I wish I had a little more hope that I won't die broke and alone, not a note from the homies. I wish the whole world hadn't seen it. I wish I just dreamed it, even if they didn't see my penis. I got troubled thoughts, I get lost in the sauce, all because like my sauce I need a little more sweetness. I wish I was a little bit smarter. I wish it was a charmer instead of just a snorter and a farter. I wish that my emotions had armor. It's hard when they charge me with fraud or escape from a farmer. I wish I could control how my name is displayed in the pages so nobody could say I'm an anus. I may go insane from the hate and the pain. It's a shame that my brain's as fucked up as my fate is. Life and I hold that thought. I think about death and I hold that thought. Your thoughts stay with you, your friends do not. That's alright. I'll just...
Hi, thank you for holding. I understand you're experiencing some problems with your YouTube channel. Hello? I'm sorry, is this PP Burnell? 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 Burnell?
This year I spent an insane amount of money. I bought brand new mouse and keyboard, new lap desk, really good quality, name brand, wrist rests. Have you seen my visual feast of RGBs for my 2 PCs? And it all syncs perfectly, which is really neat.
I'm living, king dream, dual streaming. I'm the king of crushing goals and belt controls while they see me go. With my success, don't need all that, so I'm having upsurgence.
Blacked out curtains, Elgato foam. I have 4 boom arms and a brand new microphone. Primo webcam, the Elgato Stream Deck. As you can see, RGBs powered by SkyTech. I got a new crown, a crown that fits, and Sticker's final chip. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, lickety split, Samsung SSD that was just donated to me. NVMe 2 instead of NVMe 3, whatever that means.
I'm living, king dream, dual streaming. I'm the king of crushing goals and belt controls while they see me go. With my success, don't need all that, so I'm having upsurge.
Again, guys, I'm living in this reality that people like me now and want to support my stuff. It's hard for me to accept it and think that it's real.
Look at mom. Who is buying your DoorDash, baby? Who is paying your bills? I heard you got a job and a non-human son. I heard your man's name is Phil. But you left your heart in my Subaru. I miss your raccoon eyes too.
If you're the burger, I'm the king. Big Coke, big smoke, we'll take it home. Now it's just me and you, and the music's blasting out of the Subaru. And then you took your makeup off, and it made me see something about you. You're just what I want. You're not another hungry raccoon.
I heard you got a job and a non-human son. I heard your man's name is Phil. But you left your heart in my Subaru. I miss your raccoon eyes too. I miss your raccoon eyes too. But you left your heart in my Subaru. I miss your raccoon eyes too.
Talk about my wife, please. Please.
Fuck. I already screwed it up. Hello, team, gang. Welcome back to another Saturday morning style Atlas stream with a setup that I threw together about 20 minutes ago. You can thank my job. I wanted to have something put together for a Christmas style theme. And then I had to go to work, which is very cool. We still have only had 2 days off since Thanksgiving, if you include Thanksgiving. I'm about sick of it, and I'm tired, boss. I just want to go home. Which is great, because in another Atlas-style news, which is what we always open with here, I'm on vacation this week. And it also just so happens that it seems like this week might be the first week in the past month where it doesn't snow. So, of course, I played my fucking self, which is awesome. Very cool, very glad. My partner did not show up this morning, so I did the whole route myself. I hope he's watching the stream. I forgive you, but I will not forget. I also, and this might be old hat to some of you, because I did post a picture of my save, and I actually don't even have it. I didn't throw it in here. No. I beat Morrowind. I know that might be hard to believe because it only took me 100 million years and a 1,000 fucking attempts, but I did. I beat it. You can see here, I have it on screen now. It took me 32 hours. Okay, and I finished it at level 9, which I'm not sure what is ideal nor expected. I didn't rush the game. It's just that's just how it played out. Dagother didn't stand a chance except for all those times that he one-shot me, but I did in fact become the Nerevarine, and I did in fact destroy the heart. So there's nothing they can do now. It was very cool. The Morrow Boomer curse has actually striked again, in that I think that Morrowind is fantastic and might actually legitimately, yes, be the best Elder Scrolls game. I used to think that the Morrow Boomers were insane. But no, it's actually fantastic. Once you get past all the gatekeeping mechanics, it's actually great. So there is that. The playthrough is over for now. I have to play the DLCs still, but I'm gonna take a break because it's the holidays and I don't want to start it and then have to go and do all of that. But that's all the Atlas news, I guess, unless you wanted to hear about how I bought Mega Bonk, and it's good. I never watched DSP play it. It's fun, but I like Vampire Survivors. I don't understand how he could be bad at it, like some of you were saying. I guess I would have to look into that. But it's pretty straightforward. But that's typical Guy fashion. And speaking of the Guy, I don't think that he did a whole lot that was interesting this week. So this might be a shorter style stream. We're going to be looking at this is going to be leading into the reason, or one of the reasons, why he didn't do very much that was interesting this week, other than just being himself and not not understanding any topics or living life or having experiences nor opinions. This here is going to be leading into some of the problems we had this week. So I don't know if you heard, but Cat fucking died, dude. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but here I was trying to beat Morrowind. Literally, Monday night, I'm trying to beat Morrowind. I'm running to Red Mountain. I'm trying to wrap up the game. And my friend, who is in a Discord with me, goes, "Hey, you might want to tune into the Guy stream right now. Chat is going apeshit, and DSP is freaking out." And I was like, "Well, what's going on? What? Huh?" I like that my friend is watching the Guy and I'm not. It's very backwards, if you ask me. But so I tune into the stream, and this is the segment that I tune into here.
Hey everyone, so here's the deal. I went on break. Usually when I go on break at this time, my wife is getting home from work. We go on a walk. We order if we're going to have food or whatever. She's not home. And I don't know what's going on, because I'm almost positive she was supposed to get out around 2, which means she's usually home by 2:30 at the latest. So I went on this break specifically thinking, oh,
I like that he's not sure, by the way. I don't know how many of you have significant others, or even significant others that have, odd schedules where their hours flip back and forth. But you should know these things. It's one of those things, you can forget a lot. There's not a lot in life that you do actually have to remember. Birthdays and holidays, I am a firm believer. Everybody will remind me and I will never have to remember. It's just a load off my plate that I will never, ever take again. But knowing your wife's schedule for the week and knowing when she's supposed to be home is pretty simple and kind of inexcusable. But he's pretty sure she's supposed to be home by now.
I'm late going to break. She'll be home, and she's not. So all I can do is wait, and what I'm going to do is we'll play, and hopefully she gets home. What I'm thinking is she's probably on the way home, driving home. We've been having a lot of rain recently, a lot of flooding, and down near where she I almost said lives, down where she works.
And where she lives, folks.
I think there may have been
Some say Freudian slip, some say mush mouth. I'll leave the determination up to you. But definitely down where she lives / works. Maybe it's both. I mean, you never know.
Flooding recently, so maybe there's just massive traffic. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. Okay? So I guess we'll see. I'm waiting to hear, because the thing is, we're supposed to do DSP Tries It today. I can't order the food until she's home and okay.
There's the real problem, folks. It's not that we're actually concerned about our wife. It's simply the fact that I'm waiting to order the food. Baby doll, don't you know? I'm starving over here. I'm actually wasting away. And you're making me wait for my DoorDash. That's the real problem.
No. So, yeah.
And he already has like reasoning for why she couldn't be home. He knows that there's like statewide flooding going on in Washington. He knows that this is happening. He should know, if he exists in the real world, that his local area is being, I'm going to use the word devastated, but I don't actually know that it's that bad. But he should know that his area is affected, and that this could have it could create problems for people that are moving about, like, again, in the real world. So we should be reasonably calm about this. It should be pretty straightforward. And somebody already said it in the chat, Demifiend saying call her. But yes, that's actually all he had to do, was make one phone call. But instead, we're going to get this entire segment, and not to spoil it, but he kind of just goes off of the rails for some reason, when the solution is as simple as picking up the phone.
I don't know what's going to happen. I just got to wait. Hopefully she's all right. I've texted her. She didn't respond yet, but that probably means that she's driving.
Good.
Sucks, because obviously I'd like
Should
to get
not
another
text
hour
while
of
you
gameplay
drive.
in,
I
but
agree.
I don't know what's going to happen now, because I don't know where she is. I know. Her health is way more important than the stream, obviously. So, yeah, I just saw there was an alert, and it says that there.
That's not the way that's not the order he just put things in, though. He said, we have to order food, and I can't do that until she's home and okay. Her being okay was the last thing on the list.
There's been mass flooding in certain
And he'll
parts
do it again
of,
later.
of where near we live. We actually live at a very high elevation, at the very top of a giant hill. So when it floods and stuff around here, it doesn't affect us personally.
Oh, what a
But
king.
if my wife had to drive down to where she works,
ESP living in his snort fort on the hill, making his poor wife drive down to where the plebeians stay at, and go get a job for minimum wage. That's tough, buddy. That's tough. A little disrespectful to your wife when you do what you do, but hey, I guess you gotta pull Hogan's, right?
and there was flooding down there, there very well could be detours. There could be massive traffic. I saw an alert that there was some kind of a bridge or something that's out somewhere. So that could be what's going on. I don't know, but obviously it worries me, and I hope she's all right. But all I can do is sit here and wait. So like I said, we could continue to play, but I might be interrupted. If she gets home, I got to take a break so we can go order the food and make sure she's all right and everything.
Once again, we might have to take a break to order the food and then make sure that she's all right. It's so funny to me how that always seems to be the order that we're moving in. Always. Thank you so much to Sid the Stoner. And I had the things all misaligned in OBS, so I'm going to play it again without the audio. That's so funny. Thank you, Sid the Stoner, for the 5, saying the same pattern is happening as when Panda left him. Divorce coin to the moon. That's what I've been seeing. I'm not a gamble on the stocks type individual. I like to just see how the market plays out. I don't really play in the market. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I've seen the people screaming about. They're ranting and raving. It's a bull market for divorce coin. Thank you, Sid the Stoner, for the 5.
You know, it's a rarity when this happens. Like, almost never does she not arrive home at the usual time for her shift. So I got to think that it's some kind of a weird extenuating circumstance. Maybe there was like a bad car accident and she's stuck in traffic trying to get past the accident. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And I texted her and she didn't text back, which means she's definitely driving. Like, she would text me back unless she was in the car. She's not going to text back when she's in the middle of driving, you see? So,
okay, then why didn't you call her if she's not going to text back? He also has very quickly arrived to the conclusion that she didn't text back, therefore she's driving. What if she's rolled over? What if she's literally drowning in a ditch right now? What if she slid off the road, hit a guardrail, went over, and then into the water? Like, I don't... He's worried that she's not home. Something is awry. He's making it the stream's problem, but he's weirdly already come to the conclusion that it's simply because she's driving. So what are we worried about? Just give her the time. Or, again, here's an idea. Call her. because most cars at this point have the built-in hands-free calling. Now, I would never. I live dangerously. I am the type to text and drive, and I'm going to blame my job. But most people don't, and you could just call them. It's very simple. Thank you, Will Penn, for the 2, saying this is in support of you getting Morrowind pilled. I appreciate it. I just wish it didn't take a decade. I tried for so long. I was a literal child when I tried to play Morrowind, and it gate kept me so fucking bad. And I was seething every time I tried since. But I finally did it. Thank you for the 2.
Probably she's stuck in bad traffic would be my guess.
Also, if she's stuck in traffic, I don't understand why she wouldn't be able to answer a text. You know, when you got your foot on the brake and traffic's not moving that quick, you could just respond. Again, that's me personally. I live dangerously.
But yeah, it does worry me because, like I said, this is a rarity that this would happen. So,
all right.
I feel like I know what's going to happen. We're going to boot the game up, play for 5 minutes, and she's going to get home, and then I have to pause and, you know, go see that she's okay, and then order food and everything, and it's going to suck. You know?
Why? How is that going to be any different than just sitting around, though?
We got an achievement today. Get all of Esquia's abilities. We got the dive ability. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, I don't understand how booting the game up for 5 minutes and then having to leave is.
You honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned.
I don't understand how that's any worse than just sitting around and waiting and dwelling on it too. Like, there's not even. I don't know that there's even going to be a topic shift. I'm pretty sure that we're just going to talk about this. Thank you, Sid the Stoner, for honoring the house unmourned. I really do appreciate it. With the 5 gifted. Big ups.
Yeah, the traffic all depends, you know, like I said, this alert that I saw, the alert is like, yeah, because of the flooding, certain bridges are out and stuff, and that makes me think, man, there's probably going to be like massive traffic over there.
Okay. Again, we have the solution then. There's no wonder here.
Do? Should we just hang out?
And somebody's asking in chat right now, thank you, Inquitus. That's how that's getting pronounced. Asking why the hell is he ordering food when there's a flood happening? He's a terrible husband by not making food instead of ordering. Well, I agree. He's making some, this is his experience in the tales that he tells. Some immigrant that doesn't speak English, because that's all he apparently ever gets, in accordance to the scripture that he's laid out. Okay, he's making some poor immigrant that doesn't speak English and can't follow maps navigate the floodplains that are surrounding his snort fort on the hill to bring him and his wife food. It's just rude. It's disrespectful. And never in my life have I thought to make somebody, and I live in an area that gets a lot of snow, obviously. I've never thought when it was snowing or the conditions were bad and the roads were icy, never thought to make the pizza man come and deliver me a pizza. I'm not a DoorDash getter, so I wouldn't think to do that anyway, but I wouldn't do that either. It's just disrespectful to their actual life. But to DSP, they're a dime a dozen. These DoorDash immigrants. What are we going to do? Just feed them to the flood. Who cares? As long as he gets his Quiznos, I think, is what he was trying to order. As long as he gets his Quiznos today for the stream, 10 of them could pass and he wouldn't blink an eye, I guess. That's kind of the way we're behaving.
Because if I feel like if we start playing again, we're going to get interrupted right away, you know?
Flood for the flood god, I agree. Okay. We're just sitting here.
Sucks. We didn't get to play that much. We only played 2 hours, right? We played 1 hour, which was unlocking all of the side missions, and then we started doing a dungeon, and now we're stuck.
I mean, we could keep playing. That's an option.
There was
it's
a
right
Mega
there.
Bulk update, was there? Exactly, and there's nothing I can do. Like you're saying, make sure she's okay before you start streaming the game again. I know, but there's nothing I can do. I just got to wait for a response or wait for her to arrive home. There's nothing. I have no control over it.
Okay, then play the game.
Life.
If you can't do anything, there is no point in halting the entire stream the way that he makes money. There's just no purpose whatsoever. And again, Once again, it's not nothing I could do. Just call her. He hasn't even tried yet. He's just made the assumption that she won't pick up the phone because she's driving, which again, I just don't believe. Most people are willing to pick up the phone. They're just not willing to text.
As you get older, here's what you realize. Life is most stressful when there's something you can't control and it affects you directly.
Wow.
You know, if there's something that you can affect, you can improve, you can control, that's good. But when it's something that's completely out of your control,
Is that, I mean, that's a weird conclusion to come to. If there's something that you can take control over and can affect, then it's good. Well, no, it might still be a problem. Just because I can do something about it, it doesn't make it ideal. Doesn't mean that it's not a major inconvenience. Doesn't mean that there could be a lot of harm happening all the way up until whatever I have to do is finished. We just immediately lost the fucking point there. But sure, man. And this is not sage wisdom from some old person with tons of experience. This is first and foremost advice coming from a control freak. Most people don't immediately lose their shit as soon as they don't have control over something like the guy. I understand being concerned about your wife, but once again, he already has reasoning as to why she isn't home yet. He already has the circumstances that could be causing the problem figured out in his brain, but he's still freaking out about it. I don't think that's normal. I think that's a bit odd, a bit strange. Thank you, Scotty Joe, for the 5, saying, look, Nerevar, look. An Imperial who is beneath an Argonian when it comes to companionship. Even Malakath is cringing. And he literally got shit out, as the lore goes. Imagine being beneath the farm tool that is an Argonian. Couldn't be me. Would never be me.
and then you just don't know what's going on, or you don't know how to fix it or to help it. That's the worst. That's what I've found as I get older. You know, there are obviously things I can change for the better, things I can control, and there's some things I just can't. And this is, a situation. There's nothing I can do right now. I'm stuck. I have no clue what's going on.
Stuck. There's nothing I can do. Can't even play a video game to like get my mind off of it and entertain you guys until she gets home. That's impossible.
So I apologize, guys. I know I was having fun with the game, but it looks like we may have to just hold off. And
Why?
I will have to order food, and we'll have to wait for it to arrive, so we will still be able to play more. It's just, I don't...
See, it's not even an option in his head to eat at home right now. I will have to order food. It's a mandatory. It's a necessity. I will quite literally die without it. Is the language that we are using. Amazing. Truly, he's a specimen.
see the point in booting it up if at any moment she could arrive home where I could get a text from her and I need to respond, you know?
At any moment, I could get a text from her and I would have to respond. Yeah, just leave your ringer on, brother. Just leave your phone open.
Now I got to be all stressed out over this, which I'm sure it's no big deal. I'm absolutely sure it's not going to be like a major cause for concern or anything. But obviously, there's always the worry that you have. You know what I mean? No matter what, you're going to feel, oh man, I hope she's all right. And it sucks.
Okay, but you don't. Again, Inquitus is saying, isn't it a part of being an adult? Sorry, let me try again. Isn't a part of being an adult regulating, managing, and just working with things you can't control? Yes, it is. But DSP can't do that with things that he can control, and most definitely can't do it with things he can't control. He's right now just sitting here waiting.
Let's take a look here.
For no reason and just stressing himself out. I'm going to say on purpose. Like, I don't know what else what the point of this was other than to make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm sorry I'm mush-mouthing today.
The other thing is, maybe she just had to work later today and she didn't tell me. She forgot to tell me. That easily could be it too. I don't know. So, checking on the...
It's hiding his bald spot pretty well here, I gotta say.
Game
doesn't look nearly as egregious as it usually
does. Still out for
does.
delivery since 9 a.m. Still not here. Was originally supposed to be here by 12:45, and all they did is update it and said, oh, you'll get it by the end of the day. Do you see why I told you guys I didn't want to plan on anything or schedule anything for this thing? Because the fact that they're treating it like this, and they've treated it like this the whole time too. Like 100% they've treated it like not a priority for them. Like I said, they literally lost this thing for 3 days. Said there was a mechanical error, and then all of a sudden they said, oh, it was en route again.
What?
So it's obviously they don't really care.
So his wife is home late. He thinks that traffic might be egregious out there because there's flooding and bridges and roads closed down. But we're sat here complaining that Amazon, or not Amazon, but that FedEx or UPS or whoever's delivering this game, that I still don't actually know what the game is. If you guys know, please tell me, because I haven't been able to put it together, but I haven't really been thinking about it that hard. But he's still complaining that the mail isn't delivering his package in a time that he finds acceptable. There's actual flooding in the state, in his city. And we're complaining about the mail not showing up. Who fucking cares, dude? Actually, and it's free. It's actually free. It's a free game. Oh, he's gonna play Tainted Grail. Okay, that game's fun. I've played a portion of it. I never beat it. Obviously, that's what I do. And thank you, Wesley, for the 10, saying on a trip with a friend recently, his tire popped while we were on the highway, and he freaked out a bit because he didn't have a spare. And he still spiraled less than the guy, and for less time. I believe that. Most people are going to be able to regulate their emotions, even in high-stress situations, better than the guy in the most menial disasters. And disasters is a really inadequate term to use there, but that's what I'm going with, because I already said it. Absolutely. The guy's completely incapable of emotional regulation whatsoever. He feeds into himself the entire time. He never gets his mind off of it. It's neuroticism, I want to say, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not here to diagnose. All right.
Can I check Google Maps traffic? Sure. You want to know? There's traffic. There's always this time of day, this time of year, and now there's flooding. There's traffic. Like, there's nothing I need to check. It's just going to say there's traffic.
My friend recommended that he just check her location at one point, which I'm not a location sharer myself. I don't like people knowing where I am pretty much ever. But yeah, most people do share their locations with their significant others, but not the guy. Of course, somebody who worries as much as the guy and loves his wife so much that she's the highlight of his life, the guiding light, or whatever you want to call her. It doesn't share location. Very strange, very odd.
Well, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm not going to turn the lighting on just in case I have to turn it off again to play, but what do you guys want to talk about? We'll chat for a little bit since we just have time to kill.
We don't have to have time to kill. We could play the game. It's a single player game. We could pause it whenever. And he doesn't even have topics. Like, his mind is incapable of coming up with anything else to talk about right now because he cannot stop thinking about his wife, but he won't call her. The easiest solution possible, and he's just refusing. And then again, that's why I said I'm not quite sure what the point of this segment is. If the solution was so simple, and yet we didn't do it. It's just farming sympathy. And for what? We're not making more money this way. At least I hope not.
Oh, yeah, we have no threats of tsunami or anything like that. Pringles fan says, I lived in Aberdeen, Washington for a few years. I was always shook about the threat of a tsunami, but I know that's not the case here. No, I am far from the water, and at an elevation. So it's like two reasons why we would never be affected by something like that in any major way. Put on some de-stressing background music. There you go.
God?
Good suggestion.
What a grand and intoxicating innocence.
There you go. De-stressing background music.
I'm glad the background music was removed, but now it kind of sounds like ass. So
why am I worried? Because literally this never happens.
It'll be what it is.
Like, literally, my wife is always home on time. Or if there's going to be a reason why she can't be home on time, she usually tells me.
Right.
She'll text me or call and be like, "Hey, I have to stay late," or "Hey, there's something going on," and I got nothing.
Okay.
You know, I
So by that deduction, maybe the problem with her arriving home on time arrived to her knowledge while she was already driving and therefore couldn't message you about it. The very simple thought exercise that pretty much children should be capable of coming to the proper conclusion about.
I
Here he
texted her and
is.
she's not responding, which leads me to believe she is driving, but maybe there's like massive traffic or an accident or something. No, if she's not texting me back, calling her won't do anything. She's not going to answer the phone.
No, JP, the free music is from his Roland Sound
Jasper, I know, but
interface
Jasper's
or
here
whatever.
with me. He's nervous too. He doesn't know what's going on. He's just as nervous as me because this never happens. He knows it's like clockwork. She's on time, and
Oh my god.
he says hello to her. He rushes the door when she gets home from work and everything.
I like that we've started shifting our worry onto Jasper. Our Jasper is starting to catch on onto our negative vibes. Our aura is off here, and Jasper is feeling it. His routine, his internal clock is like something's wrong. Yeah, Jasper doesn't give a shit. Would be my guess. Yeah.
What's my favorite kind of soup?
Great
Probably
question.
minestrone. 'Cause I like minestrone because it's tomato based, but it also has beans, pasta. It's got good things and veggies, lots
Ew,
of veggies.
beans.
That's probably my favorite soup.
I don't want beans in my soup.
And I think I miss about Connecticut, the food. Because Connecticut has great Italian food and great East Coast seafood, which means a lot of shrimp, clams, and stuff like that. And of course, my parents obviously spending time with them.
My parents.
But that's kind of a given.
Is it a given when every fucking instance of DSP's parents reaching out to him always has him coming off as the most shitty son that's ever existed, that he's completely uninterested in basically everything they do? Let me remind you, when they came to his house, when Panda Lee was still there, they flew, obviously, from one side of the country all the way to the other, and instead of letting them stay in his house, whether it be on a couch or in a chair or in a spare bedroom, or even stay in his own bed, he made them stay in a hotel and then went to go and get them regularly in his he let them drive the BMW. That was the nicety he did. But he gave them his car to go and stay at a hotel instead of staying with him and spending that additional time together. But I'm supposed to expect that it's a given that he misses his parents over on the other side of the country, that he never goes to see nor visit. I don't think so, man. I think there's a reason that the food was the first thing that came to mind. I don't think that's coincidence. I don't think it was coincidence when it happened just a moment ago to Kat either. I'm not convinced that the DoorDash isn't more important right now. I think you Gothic Ghost for the two, saying he truly is a child trapped in an adult's body. Oh, absolutely. And you'll see all of the toys that he bought today on the stream, because purchasing toys is far better than, investing in repairs to the house or making actual additions to the house even. I heard in a clip today, somebody recommend that he get hardwood floors in that room. And instead of doing that, obviously, he spent $1 billion on shiny new gadgets he didn't need. But yes, absolutely, a child in an adult's body, a gross, grotesque, disintegrating, melting adult's body.
The only thing in Connecticut that I actively, like a place that I miss, is actually there was a nice zoo that I went to. Like every year I enjoyed going to the zoo. It was really fun. But
And he loves
outside
the
of that,
fucking zoo, dude.
nothing too much. Like everything else was,
I've never
not
met
really
an
bad. Yeah,
adult
that's why I
that
got
wants
the
to
hell
go
out
to
of
the
there.
zoo more
Couldn't
than
take it.
him.
I've never had a split pea soup. I've never had that. I don't know if it's any.
Also, I talked over it, but he said that the rest of Connecticut he couldn't stand. He had to get the hell out of there. It's really giving edgy teenager vibes that I gotta get out of this fucking town, man. What is so bad about Connecticut? because he couldn't afford to live there when he lost his job, but then he was making buku dollars on in YouTube. So like, what are we talking about? What was so bad about Connecticut that we just had to run away and leave our family behind? It kind of seems like a shitty thing to do if you ask me.
Good.
He's scared of his neighbor. Yeah, that might be it.
Contact those wires, okay?
A whole bunch of wires tied up there for like when I'm going to use signs and things later on in the like next year. I don't want them attacking them or chewing them.
And put them away. Put them somewhere you
turn on
can't
all
get
the
to
lights,
them.
But the thing is, then I'll probably have to turn them right back off. But we'll turn them on, I guess.
You guys remember at the top of this clip where he said that he wasn't going to turn the lights on because you might have to turn them right back off? Same with the game. And now the lights are on. Why couldn't we have just played the game?
If you don't shut the fuck up about booting up a game, I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to ban you now. You're a fucking idiot.
No, I'm getting
Literally.
fucking
Oh, why
banned.
isn't he playing the game? Fuck off, you bitch. I'm tired of you fucking whiny bitches on the internet trying to say shit like that.
He actually is responding to me in real time. That's fucked. That's twisted.
Fuck off. Have a modicum of human decency. Literally just said, we're not going to boot the game up because I'm worried. And at any moment, I could get a text or call, or she could arrive home, and we're going to stop. So why the fuck start playing the game again?
So that
right?
we don't have to sit here and talk about fucking minestrone soup or whatever. So we don't have to talk about the clam chowder that's on the other side of the country that you'll never taste again. How doesn't he understand that this is supposed to be a gaming stream on a gaming channel and the people that show up to the stream might want to see gaming? How could he ever be upset when people say things about starting to play video games when that's supposed to be the point? That'll just never make sense to me. He does the same thing on the pre-streams all the time. You can see the bald spot in the back of his head real bad right now. You see that big old white glob right there? That's tough. Just shave it off, buddy.
No attacking of the wire.
It's okay. You can just be bald.
No, it's the usual shit bags. You know, talking shit with their stupid sock accounts. Saying the dumbest things.
Then why, if it's a normal shitbag saying the usual things, then why are we freaking out about it? Why are we giving them the time of day?
Yeah, it just stinks. Again, the things that are the worst in life are the things you can't control, things that are outside of your control. Those are the worst.
All right, let's just
Jasper,
repeat
what did I just
ourselves.
say? Jasper, come
Oh.
on. Hey, no. Jasper.
We gotta
you're
start
not
beating
gonna
the
attack those
cat.
wires. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. Come on, get off the
It's
phone.
abuse time, folks. That's where the clip cuts. Oh jeez. Oh god. Poor Jasper. You know, he's just stressed out about poor cat not being home. And here's DSP fucking smacking him around for being upset and worried. Anyway. So that was not the only result of the flooding. Unfortunately, I believe it was the next day. We got this from DSP. I guess I could just check the fucking time. It was 2 days ago, or 2 days after. Anyway, December 17th, DSP makes a tweet and posts on his YouTube channel about the potential pre-stream not happening. So we had a power outage overnight. The power is back, but the internet is out. Here is what Comcast has officially posted. Does it sound like a professional update? Obviously, I currently cannot stream because of this. I'll keep everyone posted on the updates. Now, I'm not quite sure what about this service interruption detection notice sounds unprofessional. This is how every company, I believe, does their service interruption notices. They are all kind of worded this way. They're all kind of, they just say, we're sorry that you're experiencing an outage. We're working to fully restore your service as soon as possible and expect the outage to be resolved by, the time happens to be 3:18 a.m. on Wednesday, December 24th. And then they ask him if he would like to receive text messages when his service is restored. Now, when I read this, I thought that it was 3:18 a.m. that day, and he was seething because it wasn't up yet, and it was after 3:18, and I was like, 3:18, and I thought, well, he's just being a whiny little bitch. And then it was pointed out to me that this says December 24th, the day before Christmas. Now, that would have been a Christmas miracle, folks. That would have been the present of all presents to keep the guy off of the internet until actually Christmas Eve. Man, that would have been actual Kino. A week without the guy because Comcast is once again detracting. But of course, we couldn't get that lucky. He did actually get his internet back he got it back that day and wound up doing the late stream, which is very, very sad for basically the whole internet. But if I'm giving DSP credit, if I also saw that message, I would be seething myself. A week without internet is kind of unacceptable when you pay for the service. I don't give a fuck about your stupid natural disaster. Come on, guys, get it together. That would provide him an opportunity to spend all that time with his wife, which he is constantly telling us all of the time he doesn't have enough time to do. But, we're more concerned about getting online and flaunting our toys. That's way more important. Thank you, Jordan Fade Away, for the 2. Saying, come on, Atlas. They didn't use any exclamation points like DSP, the pro. That is true. I don't see a single exclamation point. I do see that DSP used the double question mark. That's how you know he's really inquiring here. But not only did we get this great text post, but we were also presented with this fantastic video. This one here, which I thought was really, really unnecessary and has no business existing. But he just couldn't help himself. He had to inform the world in, I guess, a different medium because text and image wasn't enough.
Hey everyone, Phil here with an update, but sadly it's not a good one. So it's Wednesday, the 17th of December.
Please notice the amount of shake on this fucking video. You guys have phones, don't you? Okay, you guys know that camera stabilization is absolutely a thing, and taking any video, regardless of pretty much however you're standing, holding your phone, or whatever state you're in, there is no amount of anything that could cause this amount of shaking, unless, of course, you're the guy. He's having a spasm. I'm sure it's just his legs going apeshit because he can never sit still. I've seen people, saying alcohol, tremors, or withdrawal, or whatever the case may be. Either way, any way you cut the mustard on this one, don't know why you're doing it, but you are. This is insane, and uploading it is even more insane. I would have thought to just have reshot the video and maybe like set it on the desk or something, so you're not freaking out. But please just note how insane it is.
For 2025, and I was supposed to have a full streaming day here today on DSP Gaming. My power went out overnight. We had a bad storm. It went out for about 2 hours, and when the power came back on, the internet was out, and my ISP is Comcast. Well, for the past 3 hours, I've been trying to get updates from Comcast
Diagnosis
on when
off the
internet will be
Richter
back,
scale.
and they're not giving any. You go to the service outage map, and either it says we're working on it, or it actually crashes because so many people don't have internet that they keep trying to refresh it, and the whole site goes down. I tried to sign up for text message updates, and their service crashes and says does not work. Try again later. So I can't get any answers. The last time that Comcast's internet went out like this was earlier in the year, and it took...
Why do we need the fucking history lesson about internet outages in his area with his service? It's just isn't something that anybody ever needed. Hey guys, not gonna make the stream today. Internet's out. I'll keep you updated. Is as far as this information needed to go. But he's just so like long-winded and has nobody else to talk to that he felt like this was a requirement. It's honestly kind of sad that he thinks that this is a necessity.
Them until around roughly 7 to 8 p.m. to get it back up and running. So I would assume it's probably going to be about the same this time. Now, I could be wrong.
Why is this a 3-minute video? You know why.
I could just sit around and do nothing all day. I really don't have anything to do. In fact, it's funny, all these updates that I've done to my set and studio over the last couple of weeks, I've pretty much nailed down everything that I wanted to do. I rewired the whole set. Like, there's really nothing else to update here. So because of that,
He's like leaving the frame too. Where are we? Can I? Yeah, we're at 120. He didn't even start in the center though. I guess he was more in the center before, and he just slowly is like he's just leaving the frame, and he's in control of the camera. He can see it. It's literally pointing back at him, and he can see the full frame.
I don't really have anything to do to sit around with no internet.
I'd have nothing to do without internet. There's no literature to read. He doesn't own Blu-rays or DVDs anymore. I can't spend time with my wife. I don't have any hobbies that aren't electronically controlled and connected to the internet, which is crazy to me because there's plenty of things that you can do with just power, but not internet. But according to the guy, nothing to do. There's just, you can't do anything.
In fact, just to show you, some of my stuff, like my frame, doesn't even work right now because it connects to my network and needs to have like a proper connection, and it won't even work right now. So
Right.
I'm kind of stuck with nothing.
Guys, can you believe it? When I tried to connect to Netflix, it didn't connect because it needs an internet connection. Oh my God. That needed to be said, right? Thank you, NWO News, for the 2. And you say, and he calls us permanently online losers. Right. It's always projection with the guy. Every insult is projection. And Gothic Ghost with the 2, saying the light bulb burned out, call the power company. And he acts like he's the only one that's having this issue. Like this is the end of his world, and nobody else is also living through this. When I'm pretty sure that the vast majority in his area, the vast majority of people that are in his area have also had their internet cut. He's the one that constantly is telling us he can't go to a different service provider because there's not that many in his area that, offer these speeds or whatever. So a large amount of these people are going to also not have internet. You think they're making these videos? Do you think that they're posting to their Twitter 3-minute long videos explaining why they can't do any of their hobbies? It's just not necessary.
To do. I talked to my wife, hey, what should we do? So maybe I could tweak my mic for a little bit, but for the most part, I think I'm just going to end up probably having a day off and going out and trying to do stuff around here, which, again, might be hit or miss because we had flooding and storms all week. There may be businesses closed. There may be roads shut down. I don't know. But I guess anything's better than just sitting around the house with no internet and nothing to do. So sadly, that means all of today's streams are off. I was going to do a podcast outlining my whole new setup, giving you a studio tour. I was going to talk about the new Fallout TV show, which I saw episode 1, which was great, and I wanted to give my commentary on that.
I don't know if this happened. I don't know if he ever gave his thoughts on the Fallout Season 2, Episode 1. I never saw it, and I'm pretty sure I heard all of the pre-streams from this week. If it did, please leave me out of it. I don't care. But when I saw this video, and I heard that was one of the topics that he wanted to talk about, I was thanking God that the fucking stream didn't happen. I didn't want to listen to that. I was ready to tune into the guy when the time came, and it, obviously didn't. But I didn't want to hear that anyway. So I guess big ups Comcast for detracting and stopping me from having to hear it. Thank you, the Do, for the 2. Saying could read book during the outage. Well, that's my favorite part of an internet outage, is reading books, but the guy could never. I don't feel obligated to keep up with friends or progress in anything that I was doing or work on stream stuff or clip the guy or anything. I don't feel obligated to do any of that if the internet's out. I could just read, and it's pretty cool. I thank you, Choopy Trooper, for the 220, saying to talk to my wife. But for real, why is it this long? Because he's a long-winded individual who has nothing else to do. You heard him. This is the highlight of his day right now. He's maybe gonna go play with his mic settings, but this is the actual fun.
We were gonna do more
Thank you for the
Pokemon.
220.
We were gonna do Power Wash Simulator 2 tonight. Can't do any of that until the internet's back. All right, so I'll try to stay on top of it and let you know if and when the internet comes back. I don't know how I'm even going to know because I couldn't sign up for the text message updates. I guess I could just try to keep checking the service map all day and see if it updates, but for the most part,
Look
I'm
on your
my
phone.
own. I'll probably be out for most of the day. Everyone, fingers crossed that Comcast gets on the ball here, gets the internet back up. I'd like to stream a late stream tonight, but likely it's not going to happen. Likely I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? I'll keep you updated when I can. Everyone, sorry about that, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.
I really do like the cut back to the first frame, but I like that it says, "Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna know if it comes back up. Just check your phone. If you're not home, what difference does it make that it's online anyway? Like if he's out and about, who gives a shit if the internet's on? And if he's home, he can just pull the tab down on the top of his phone. Look in the top corner. You see the curved bars, brother. That means your internet's on. You can go and do what you want again." This is, yeah, eternally the victim. Guy Incognito said it perfectly. There's nothing he could do. There's no way he could check. He's the only person suffering from this. It's the biggest travesty to ever happen to him. It's insane. But anyway, unfortunately, because his internet was out, our next clip got postponed to the next day, which was probably for his own betterment, because this didn't ever need to happen. This was absolutely the type of thing that never needed to be posted to the internet. DSP will
Folks, I think it is time.
only suffer from posting this on the internet, because this layout is so much worse than I could have ever have imagined. I know when he bought all this dumb bullshit, when he was setting up the desk and all of that nonsense and putting the monitor arms on or whatever, I played a clip of that, and I put up the blueprint that Siru had made. Big up Siru. That blueprint. And I was like, oh, this is the way his room is laid out. But it doesn't really do justice to just how fucked this is. Just how nonsensical, how big of a fire hazard and big of an inconvenience this actually is. And he decided to highlight all of it himself for some reason. He couldn't just let it be and just, you know, I don't want to show you guys my room because that's personal. There's no reason to show you. All you need to see is what's on stream. Should have been the answer. But instead, he gave us this great walkthrough.
Time. Are you ready? It is time for my studio tour. I'm excited to show you my setup. I really am. I think that you're going to get a kick out of it. If you have questions when we're going to do this, obviously, you know, let me know. And, you know, let's see what we're going to do. Okay? Cool. All right, let's go. Let's do the studio tour, folks. Ready for this? It's going to open up right now. Feast your eyes on what I see every day. Are you ready? All right.
Look at this fucking mess. There's wires splayed all on the, like, we're like I said, we're gonna get an actual walkthrough. He's gonna pig-splain every single thing to us. But just the very first frame, I'm thinking, DSP, why would you ever show us this? What did you think you were accomplishing here? We've got wires splayed all over the fucking thing. 2 keyboards and 2 mice is never going to make sense to me. I think that's utterly, I think that's really stupid. I'll put it very, very kindly. I like the tactical trash can positioning. So when he's jorking his peanuts, it goes right into the trash can. You guys are always asking where the cleanup was. Well, it goes right into the waste bin, by the way. The microphone arm over the monitor that actively moves, I think, is crazy. It's a crazy setup. The fucking piercing lights that are in the background to you know, highlight his face and make sure that the lighting is okay, when all he would actually have to do is turn on a normal light in the room, which I'm pretty sure he has now because he had that fucking ceiling fan installed. Just completely unnecessary. The whole back looks like a fucking dank dungeon because of it, because he keeps the lighting so low. Very awful. Very terrible. Thank you, Gothic Ghost, for the 2, saying most bedrooms only have 2 outlets. I'm trying to think. I think all of mine have 3. I want to say all of mine have 3. Big if true, though. I mean, he's got way too much shit plugged in. This is, and you'll see, because he'll show you a back shot, unfortunately, a back shot of his power cable setup, with the power strip and the absolute fuck ton of cords that are just strewn behind this desk. We'll get there. Not to jump the gun or anything, but this first frame, buddy.
So what you're seeing here is basically what I see when I'm streaming games. The only difference between what you're seeing right now and what I'm doing right now as I podcast is my ultra-wide monitor that's sitting on the left is moved all the way to the left directly in front of that webcam that you're seeing, okay? But outside of that, this is exactly how it looks when I'm streaming games, okay? So I guess moving from left to right, all right, and I have my mouse here so I can actually point to everything and point it out for you. Let me explain everything that I'm actively using in my current setup. First of all, as you can see, this is my new L-shaped desk that everything is sitting on.
In the middle of the room?
Desk. It is exactly the right size for what I'm doing. If I had bought a bigger desk or smaller desk, it wouldn't have worked. I actually got the perfect desk, okay?
Which I can give him this credit. I think for all of the bullshit he has going on, and the way that he has it all separated for some reason, an L-shaped desk probably was his best bet. He just has too much shit everywhere all of the time to not have the actual separation of having a 90-degree angle. I guess I have to agree with him here, but in the middle of the room is fucking insane. Absolutely the dumbest thing to do with an L-shaped desk. And you'll see that it doesn't fit in the room very well either, and he'll say as much.
So on the left-hand side, what do we got? This is my Sansui 34-inch ultra-wide curved monitor. It is on a Bank or BenQ, I don't know how to pronounce it, monitor arm. It looks like that. There it is right there, but that's what it looks like. And it is fully maneuverable. I can move it left, right, up, down. I can tilt it. I can turn it. I can rotate it if I want. I could actually go to landscape mode if I wanted to. I don't know why I would ever want to, but I could do that, okay?
He means portrait, by the way. He means he can put it into portrait. Also, at some point, someone recommends, I don't know if it's in this clip or a different clip, somebody recommends that he does that for chat and for OBS and all of that, and he even considered the idea, but right now he's going to act as though that's completely absurd. Why would you ever turn your monitor, huh? What? I also like the pig-splanation of how monitor arms work, as if this is some sort of new concept that nobody has ever used before. Only the top echelon of YouTubers and video game professionals use monitor arms. I just a great pig-splanation. I'm glad that Jade can understand.
Okay, so...
And I'd never heard of Sansui as a brand. Thank you, Shwookdev, for exactly what I had said to my friend. Never heard of this brand. Until DSP was talking about it, never seen him in my entire life. He apparently had. He's not a big fan of them. I don't know what his experience is with them. I didn't actually ask, but I just couldn't believe that DSP was buying the official $90 BenQ arms for, Bank arms for his monitors while buying brands of monitors I had never heard before in my entire life.
That's right here. And then as you can see, I have two different tripods. One has my Insta360 camera on it. So that is the, I'm trying to remember the models. That's the I want to say that's the InstaLink 2 camera over there. So that's the more modern version. That's actually the most up-to-date version webcam that they sell. And I've been using that for just under a year. Okay. That one actually can maneuver. You have software where you can actually aim it. You don't have to use your hand or whatever. It actually moves. It's on like a moving, like a turret thing there. And you can aim it up, down, left.
It's on a turret thing. This guy's got an automated turret set up in his fucking room.
Right, any direction in the room. Behind it, I have a Neewer. It's called Neewer, Neweer, key light, and I have that directly behind the webcam on another tripod. Okay, that key light actually syncs with my phone, and I use an app to adjust it. In front of me, we got a wireless Logitech keyboard and a wireless Logitech mouse, and of course, a big French bread and a croissant.
A big French bread. Brother couldn't figure out the word baguette. Hit him with the French bread. Okay, all right. I like the hand wave to the Logitech keyboard and mouse. I didn't pick up on that the first time I watched this, but I realize now that we're only doing that because we've once again bought new fucking peripherals. I don't know how many times this guy needs to buy a new keyboard and a new mouse, but I don't think I've bought this many in my entire life. Like, actually, what? Like, I found the stuff I like and they just work. DSP's buying like fucking 3 keyboard and mice sets this year. How? Why?
Welcome, Moon and Star. I have prepared a place for you.
Thank you, Brian M9M, for the membership. I really appreciate it. Big ups, brother.
Okay. Under there is actually a Logitech desk pad, which is very nice. It's basically a big mouse pad, but you put it on your desk, and it's good because you can move your mouse anywhere you want. You're not limited to one mouse space. It also
Okay.
keeps the desk nice and organized. So I really like that. Okay,
Ow.
moving.
How does the desk mat keep the fucking desk organized? There's no organizational system there. You just don't put shit on it. You could have done that without the fucking mouse pad. Also, I've had these an extended style mouse pad. I don't personally think that they're necessary, but I think it's hilarious that the guy has to have 2 of them. That's very funny to me. Just takes up extra room on the desk for no point.
To the right, this is my microphone. This is the Shure MX. Let me think about this. MX. What the hell is my microphone? It says on. It's the MV7 Plus. I thought it was an MX. It's not. It's the MV7 Plus. Okay, I've been using this microphone for just under a year. I think I got it in January. And it's great. Now I'm using it as an XLR microphone as opposed to I used to use it as a USB microphone. And as you can see, that is attached to this Shure microphone boom arm.
And I do have to say, I didn't notice it when he switched microphones from the one that he was using to this MV7 or whatever, but I've noticed it now since he got his audio interface set up this past week or two. He sounds objectively worse. Just actually somehow has managed to make his audio quality worse. And I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not an audio technician nor an audiophile. I'm actually not really that concerned with most things in the way they sound. I'm much more visual, I guess, in that manner. But I was listening to the guy the other day, and just something about his microphone sounded like fucking garbage. Yeah, it's too compressed, is what Felipe Baxter was saying, and that's the word that I wanted to use, but I'm not quite sure that that's actually the case.
I tried 3 or 4 boom arms earlier this year that were cheap. They were all garbage. This is the only one I have that's great. It's super duper maneuverable, very durable, very steady. I love it. I recommend it. Okay.
Also, notice that this is the only the only boom arm that he has that is good, which means to me that he kept the other like 2 or 3 that he tried. He never sent those back, never went and got the money for them. They're just sitting in his dank, deep fucking closet, rotting away. And I know that cheap ass metal that they make them out of probably shouldn't rot, but with DSP's Nurgle Aura, I think that anything can decay. So they're just in there rotting.
Now, moving on to the right, okay? This is the Roland Bridgecast. This is what I've been using for the past several days.
And Logan confirming that his compression and his EQ are completely fucked. And he is actually an audio technician. So
this allows me to do so much with my audio. First of all, it allows me to make this microphone an XLR microphone, which means it's just so much better quality. I was able to tweak the whole equalizer for it. I was able to add a compressor, do a noise enhancer. So
there's
many
all your
different
problems.
things. The
That's why
music
it
you're
sounds
listening
worse.
to in the background right now is through the Roland Bridgecast. The surround sound that I've been trying to use or have been using is through the Roland Bridgecast. So I can't emphasize, okay, how useful this device is. And the thing is, I never really had a good audio interface before. This has changed things for the better.
He wouldn't know if he had a good audio interface before anyway, because he said it himself when he had that Scarlett. I don't know if it's the Scarlett 2 or the original or whatever the case is. He had an audio interface that he never touched. He admitted himself that he plugged in the microphone and then never touched anything else on it. He never even tried to use the features. Why even have it at that point? simply so you have an XLR microphone? Is it that important to him to use XLR? Brother, you'd have been fine with just a USB mic for as shit quality as he runs.
Know what I'm saying? So
You know what I'm saying?
I recommend it fully. It's really awesome. Anyway, so that Bridgecast is
Yeah, he
plugged
thinks
into a million
XLR makes
devices.
him a
It's
professional.
plugged into this microphone. It's plugged into my speakers over there, which I'll show you later from a different perspective. It's plugged into my headphones that are to my right. It just controls all the audio in my studio. Okay?
Right.
Directly below that is a trash can.
I'm not sure that he needs this to control all the audio either. I don't have an audio style interface. It just I don't have one. I've never needed one. I've played games before. All the things come through on the stream, all the tabs. I'm not convinced that he has the know-how to use it properly, and I don't think that he's properly benefiting from it in any way other than the music, which is not a benefit, by the way. Absolutely not. It is a detriment to the stream every single day. God, I pray he gets rid of it one day. We stop paying for the subscription because it's too distracting or something. That would be fantastic.
How exciting. This trash can where I throw trash. And if you're wondering,
Yeah, the
what the
nut bin.
holy hell is this right here? This is where the old leg of my old laptop desk used to be for over 10 years. Okay? So because of that, it basically has made a crazy indentation in my rug, my
That's
carpet.
pretty gross, dude.
I would need to like deep clean my carpet to probably fix that, and I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But now I probably can because I actually have like space. So I'll probably clean that up. Okay, so
I'll probably clean that up. Maybe one day. It's on the list of things. Maybe one day.
moving to the right,
Maybe we should have done that when the internet was out. Maybe we should have came in here and cleaned up that spot on the floor. Because somebody brought it up again the other day. And he was like, well, the problem is I need an entire day to use the carpet shampooer. I'm not quite sure how that worked. I low-key tuned out, but I'm just not convinced.
I guess we'll start up top. This is another newer key light. This one is for when I'm doing the gameplay now. And again, this key light sits directly behind this webcam. And sadly, this key light didn't come with a wireless adapter or anything. Or no, this one had the wireless adapter. That's right. So I use a controller, actually, to control that key light. I wish I could use this for the other key light, but that one didn't come with a wireless adapter, so it doesn't sync with this darn thing. So it's kind of annoying. Like, one key light, I have to use an app, and one key light, I have to use a controller. Anyway.
Why do we have two key lights? Why don't we just have one and put it in the center? I genuinely, like, I know it's supposed to put his face in even lighting to create a better picture, but I'm not convinced that that's what's really going on here. I don't think that the dynamic shadows or whatever that are being cast are integral to the stream. He kind of always looks like garbage. So just unnecessary, just a fire hazard to be a fire hazard. These piercing white lights in the background at all times of the day for no reason.
So this webcam that we're looking at right now, this is the old Instalink webcam. So this is not the newer model. This is the old one from like over a year ago. It's similar to this one, but it doesn't have, I think that there's something about the sensors a little different, but it's still awesome. It maneuvers, it turns, it allows you to have all these cool features. It auto adjusts. By the way, both of these webcams have AI in them. So you could enable the AI, and the AI follows you around the room.
We love AI.
I was using this at one point, but then I realized I didn't really need it. It wasn't really doing that much. So it was actually starting to have errors and stuff. So I turned it off. And since I turned it off, I think it's been fine. If I need to adjust, I just auto adjust, or I use my the manual software to do it. So
So we could have bought any other 1080p webcam for probably a fraction of the price, because we're not going to use the fucking features anyway. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the DSP doesn't need this shit. He does not utilize, nor understand any of the features of all of the expensive equipment that he decides to buy. And he buys it just to buy it, just to spend the money. Because like I said, it makes him feel like a professional. He thinks that by owning these things, he's legitimizing his business, and I guess proving the haters wrong when they say that he's one of the worst streamers and his quality sucks, which is still true. Because if you don't utilize the features and you don't know how to use them properly when you do, you're not going to get the benefits and it's still going to look like ass.
Don't really need the AI. This is the Blue Yeti
All that money
microphone
for AI to
that
not
I just
use
recently
it.
purchased so that I can do voice communications while I'm gaming. So basically, this microphone right here is meant just for commentary, whether it's on a gameplay, whether it's a podcast, whatever. That plugs into my actual capture and streaming PC, which you can see over here. And you'll see that in a better shot later, okay? This microphone isn't plugged into that. It's plugged into this PC in the background. That is my gaming PC, okay? So this one is for me to communicate with people when I'm playing games online. For example, right now I'm playing Arc Raiders. And as I play Arc Raiders, I need to talk with people with the proximity chat, and that's what this microphone is for, okay? Moving on, we got a pair of sunglasses. Don't ask me why.
I've never seen anybody have two microphones for their stream setup. If you know of somebody else that has something going on like this, please let me know. I'm just putting it out there. I've never seen a setup with two microphones quite like this, or at all. I'll just put at all.
I have them in my office.
Ultimately, Darziak is Phil's biggest detractor for suggesting all this junk. Darziak is Phil's biggest detractor for more reasons than just that, but absolutely yes, for that reason as well. If this was all Darziak's doing, if all of these purchases were upon his suggestion, Darziak should be removed from Phil's community immediately. I don't know how he could
I
let
guess so
this
every
happen.
once in a while I could do this,
God damn you, Duncan.
but I don't think I really need them in here. I should probably put them in my car. They're Ray-Bans. Anyway.
Nice flex, Phil.
Some
Nice
nice
flex.
aviators, okay?
Nobody can afford Ray-Bans but
and
the
then
king.
actually right in front of those are my reading glasses.
Just through and through a fucking mark. I mean, there's no shade on you if you own Ray-Bans or fucking Oakleys or whatever you want to own. You got your Pit Vipers on like a Chad, I guess. But just very clearly a fucking flex from the guy. They're Ray-Bans.
Had for a bit, but I actually am getting a better pair because what I want to do is I want to get a
shit?
pair of reading glasses that, if you look on the top, they're basically normal. But then if you look on the bottom, they're magnification, and I ordered them, and they're coming soon. So these are just kind of like old basic reading glasses, but I got better ones coming. Okay, so this here is my MS.
We even upgraded our reading glasses. I listened to the segment this morning about with the tri-lens glasses he bought with multiple magnifications, at the different levels. And he was complaining about how they were like misadvertised and they weren't what they said they were and they weren't very good. And I forgot the brand that he bought, but like, we're even upgrading our fucking reading glasses. He really should get one of those eyeglass mechanisms like jewelers wear, where you put down the different lenses depending on the magnification. He should just wear those if he needs different magnifications. I think he's old. He wears trifocals.
QD OLED monitor. It's 32 inches, 4K, 240 hertz. It's sick. All right, it's the best monitor I've ever owned. Really.
Well, I hope so.
It
He
looks
spent like fucking $2,000 on this monitor because he needed the 4K OLED monitor for some reason. He couldn't just get a 1080p or a 2K normal standard style monitor because he's the only one that benefits from the OLED and he's the only one that's going to benefit from the 4K. He does not stream nor record in 4K. But we had to spend it was 1K on the monitor. My bad. I'm overselling it. We had to spend $1,000 on a fucking monitor for some reason.
It's amazing. The colors are so crisp and clear and just amazing. So
Kat never got
that's
her
what I
honeymoon,
use
but
on
we got
daily basis
$1,000 monitor.
to game. And as you can actually see, it's on the same monitor arm as this Sansui. So again, it's fully maneuverable. I can move it left and right, up and down, depending on what kind of game I'm playing and how I want it to be. It's fully
The second
adjustable.
explanation of fucking monitor arms is killing me. I want to jump.
So awesome. Here, I have some electronic cloths to wipe down the OLED or to wipe down the Sansui from moving them around if I get fingerprints or whatever on them. Here's just a whole bunch of crap. Remote controls for the fan in my room. You might see it back here. This is a tower fan that I actually have in front of my window. Those are my blackout curtains back there. So this is blowing air in the room constantly. So I got a controller for that. I have a ceiling fan you can't see here. So I have a controller for that. I got a Swiss Army knife, various.
Wait, how many fucking controllers does this guy have? There's like a million goddamn wireless signals going on in this room. This dude is actively, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but at some point, this many frequencies going on, it's got to be frying his brain or something, right? Like he's cooking himself on some Chernobyl levels, right? I mean, that's insane. Why? Just whatever, man. Whatever.
Just different things here. This right here, you're like, why does he have a cable going across his desk here? That's my headphone wire. So if I don't have that, obviously I can't use my headphones. I have like one wire running across the desk, and it's really not avoidable.
How is it not avoidable? Why can't we just tuck it behind the desk? Or here's an idea. You could get an extension or buy a longer cable so you can run it like underneath. But it's unavoidable, guys. There's nothing we could do about this. There's no, I mean, what is a $15 cable purchase when DSP has spent like fucking $3,000 on this shit?
This right here is the Razer Wolverine Pro 8K wireless PC controller. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I love it. It's the lightest weight controller I think I've ever used in the modern era. It feels great. It's got great grips. The buttons are responsive. The thumbsticks are great. I don't have a single complaint about it yet. Battery life is outstanding.
I was just describing like the 90% of the controllers that you can buy. They're pretty much all going to be responsive. They're all going to have good grips. I'm not quite sure what that it's actually supposed to mean. But yeah, we spent $200 on this fucking Razer controller or whatever. Absolutely a must buy, you guys.
So there you have it. That's what I'm using right now for my controller. Okay. What do we got here? This is a Asus ROG keyboard, gaming keyboard. What's the model? I don't even know. Do you want me to find out? Hold on.
Gaming ROG.
I don't even know what it is.
Shout out all the ROGs. I really do enjoy the mix matched peripherals we have. We've got the Razer stuff and the Logitech stuff, and the Logitech microphone with a fucking Shure microphone and Insta360 cams. Like he didn't even try and have like a single suite or even two suites for his goddamn setup. Just everything all over the place all of the time. Never make it match.
This ROG Azov.
The Blue Yeti is now a Logitech subsidiary, or Blue is a Logitech subsidiary, so that is actually in the Logitech suite. I've seen it, okay, as a Logitech user.
AZOTH. Oh, the camera's deleting the box. Hold on.
Just put it in front of you. Just put it in front of your shirt. Oh, okay.
The Asus ROG Azov. Okay, I haven't even used it yet. I'm going to use it, obviously, when I do keyboard and mouse gaming, whether it's Call of Duty or whatever else I play with, but I haven't even used it yet. I haven't even used it yet. Sitting there, okay? So, and yes, it has RGBs, but I didn't get it for that. It was highly rated, and it was on sale, okay?
All right. Because we needed another new keyboard, guys. It was highly rated. Stop asking why we bought it. Also, that means to me that he's been playing Mega Bonk on a controller, which is fine. You can do that. I just think I find it odd when people default to a controller on PC games. I would just think that it would be more convenient to use the peripherals that are always connected to your PC. But anyway, doesn't matter.
Let's continue. Okay, my mouse, as you can see right there, is the Razer Viper V2 Pro, I believe. This is the lightest mouse I have ever freaking used in my life. It is lightweight as hell. It has like 0 weight to it, but it has a super long life battery. It was rated incredibly highly for gaming. So that's what I'm using now as my mouse. Again, I haven't even used it for a game yet, so I don't know how well it's going to actually play.
So we're bragging about a mouse that we haven't even used yet. and he's bragging about how light it is. And the reason I point out that he hasn't used it yet, and not only because it's stupid, but because as a mouse user myself, I don't like my mouse light. I have all of the weights in my G502 and I keep it that way. It's not an inconvenience, nor does it feel uncomfortable to pick up the mouse. They're not that heavy. If I feel like if you have to have the lightest mouse possible, you're like either an actual esports player or autistic. Not to denigrate anybody who has the lightest mouse ever, but I've seen the ones that are literally like they have the cutouts where you can see the internals. I don't know what those are called, but they look stupid as fuck and they're not comfortable. The G502 is very clearly the best mouse, and I will take no slander. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gorehowl, for the 2, saying all of this could have been achieved with less spent. Well, absolutely. Less spent, less wires, less software, less controllers. Absolutely. All of this could have been done and it taken a fraction of basically every metric that you could have measured it by. But that would have required like research and knowledge of products. And DSP is just not going to do any of that. He's just going to buy whatever. He has infinite money, don't you know? The dents are in a bottomless well of money.
But there you go. So I have the setup for when I'm actually going to do PC gaming. I've got high-end hardware now to play. And here we have a bunch of clouds sitting in front of that. Okay? So what you can't see currently in this setup, over here, I have a stand on which the headphones are sitting, and that stand is a USB hub. So that has a USB cable, like right here, and I'm using this to charge all my stuff. So I could charge the headphone, or excuse me, I could charge the controller. I could charge the mouse. I could charge the keyboards, anything. So I just have one cable to do all that, and so there's no mess. Just every once in a while, I'll plug one in, charge it overnight, or charge it during the day if I need to through that hub. So there you go.
Great. What a justification for the RGB style headphone rest that we bought. Headphone stand, rather. Guys, it's got an RGB port in it, so I can charge stuff. If you set up your fucking desk in the corner, right here, by the way, is where this desk should be, and we'll get there when we change when he talks about it. We could have just plugged all of this shit into our actual PC and charged it that way, but I'm sure he's out of fucking ports at this point.
Okay, so that's just the initial scene of my new setup. We have many different angles to look at, so prepare yourself. So this angle here...
Oh, hey, there it is.
...is essentially what you would see when I'm sitting like this.
Right,
okay?
With the microphone dead center of the fucking screen.
Hold on, I screwed this up. There we go. So basically, when I'm sitting here podcasting... okay, and I'm looking straight forward, this is what you're going to see. This is exactly what I see in front of me, okay? So, as you can see, there's my keyboard and mouse. There's my microphone in my face. There's the webcam that I'm staring at when I talk to it. The only thing there that's kind of not representative is the screen I had further to the right because it was my gameplay setup. But that screen, again, moves left and right. So all I do is I scoot it over to the left, and it's directly in front of me so I can see your chats when I'm doing podcasting and or vlogging, okay?
Oh, okay.
So you might say, what is all this crap back here? So this is my old setup. This is what I was saying earlier with, like, he has to have an L-shaped desk because for some reason he has to play video games on one side and cut the pre-stream on the other side, when he really should just have these monitors either side by side or stacked on top of each other, even in a vertical format, so that he could do all of this while facing the exact same direction. It would require one camera, one key light, and potentially one keyboard and mouse, which would be crazy, I know. But the whole fucking setup is just dented. It doesn't make any sort of sense. He has to move his monitors around on a regular basis because he doesn't know how to do anything. Old computer desk. It's like 20 years old. It's rusting. It's gross. I'm probably going to get rid of it. These are my old monitors. That monitor back there is probably about 7 or 8 years old. This one's about 3 years old, but I knocked it off the freaking back of the table and scratches. There's a giant scratch across the screen. No lie. This is how I used to do stuff. So these monitors were facing me, and this is what I used to monitor my stream. My OBS would be on there. So think about this. I'm sitting here
Right.
And I'm staring all the way across my office, and back there is a monitor that I'm looking at to take a look at OBS. That's what I was using to update the leaderboard. So all that time when I was squinting to try to see on the leaderboard, what are we at? What's our total for today? That's why I was doing that. I couldn't see.
Oh, but when detractors said that for what, an entire fucking decade? Almost 2? The detractors were the problem. You fucking idiots. I can see just fine. I'm not an old man. My setup is the way that it is, and it functions, and you don't know I am a professional. But now that we've changed it, now that we've cashed in our infinite money, now it was stupid and it was crazy. He couldn't see anything. He was squinting because he is blind. Right. Also, yes, he said that the table was rusting, and yet it still sat over there in the corner with shit stacked on top of it. Why is it there at all? We don't use the PC that was over there. We don't use that desk. We don't use those monitors, and yet it's still set up in that corner. Let me remind you, though, that the couch, the infamous brown couch, is also still in this house. It's still in the nook, just waiting and rotting. Just throw it away, man. He goes to the dump regularly and has still not gotten rid of these things. All you have to do is break them down and take them out. That's it. Just take them to the fucking dump. Create less trash in a week and utilize that trip to get rid of this desk. Turn in these monitors to some electronic shop for $5 a piece and just be done with it. And instead they sit over there and rot and take up the space that he should be occupying right now. This L-shaped desk should be against that wall. It should be next to that outlet. Both his PCs should be side by side. He wouldn't need all of this nonsense in this format if he just set it up right there. And he said it himself that he intends later on down the line in moving this entire setup onto the other side anyway. So we've set ourselves up for failure, or I guess maybe not, because he's going to monetize that stream as well, I'm sure.
Okay, now I'm not using this at all. This is all outdated, and I can basically get rid of all this stuff. These are desktop speakers that are plugged into my capture. And
Atlas personally profits from every dump visit. Hashtag ads. Hashtag sponsored segment. Shut up. Don't tell them.
Streaming PC, which is down here on the floor on a stand, and that plays the audio right now. Like, I can actually hear the music in the background of the stream. I can monitor the sound effects. So when you guys are contributing, it plays the sound effects. So I know that you're contributing. Like right there, here we go with the troll. But
yeah.
when
Yo, shout out Cat's thyroid cancer. Big ups for the 5 months.
Contribution comes in like that, all right, that's how I know that it's coming in, because I can hear it and I'm able to then react to it. Okay. So, and of course, you know, my modem and everything. Actually, you can't really see it in the shop, but my capture device is right there. That's my AverMedia external capture device, where my gaming PC has a wire that goes all the way across the floor, goes in there, and it goes another wire all the way back. It used to go to my TV. Now it goes across the floor to my gaming monitor.
Right.
So, yeah, this is the
Thanks.
perspective of when I'm basically vlogging. I'm staring straight forward that direction.
Vlogging, guys. This is what it looks like when he's vlogging. Not doing the pre-stream, not doing the podcast, not doing Q&A, when we're vlogging. You tell me when the last time we saw a DSP vlog was. Unless, of course, we're using the completely fucking vague term of vlogging as literally video log, in which case everything is a video log because you're logging what's going on in a video format, in which case, fuck you.
And that's what I'm
sick
seeing.
of it.
Okay?
How many people in a multiplayer game is an MMO? You riddle me that one.
So this
I'm
is now my
still
perspective.
seething.
Basically, when I'm gaming, I'm turning this way and I'm, you know, working with this monitor. I either use this keyboard and mouse if it's a PC game, or I use the gamepad if it's, you know, a game that I use the pad with. The only thing is, as you saw in the earlier shot, the monitors are very close together. So now when I'm gaming,
not close
all I gotta
together
do
at
is
all.
very slightly look to the left, and I can see all of you guys on chat.
Actually not close together at all. My monitors are actually touching. But this is close for the guy. He fits an entire microphone in between his monitors, but they're very close, you guys.
So it's insanely easy now to stream like this. It used to be, I used to have a laptop sitting to my left on a laptop desk. So I would be gaming on a TV in the background. There it is. In fact, this is my old TV. You can see it. That's what I used to game on. And then I'd have a laptop right here. So I'd be looking here, then looking here, then looking here, then looking here. Yeah. Not exactly the most ideal situation. So now I have pretty much the ideal situation. Game here, chat here, just boom, boom, boom. Easy to see. Don't have to get whiplash with my neck. Okay.
But for how long did he tell us that that was the ideal setup? That's the way that he wanted to do it. That he didn't want monitors in his face because that's not the way that gaming is supposed to be experienced. That's not the experience he wants while streaming. All these fucking losers that sit at their desk all day, trapped behind these monitors, staring at their face or whatever. How long was that the story he ran with? But now we've changed it completely. Now this is what we have always wanted to do.
Okay, so that's my current setup. And just again to show you, this is the controller. You can see how everything's set up there. And that's my door to my office. And this is what I've been telling you guys, that I really don't have a lot of space. And what I mean by that is I can't really maneuver too well. Like the door doesn't open all the way. It barely opens enough for me to fit through the door.
That's not good.
So
That's
am
not funny.
cramped here. That's why, like I said, ideally long term, what I might like to do is move entirely across the room to that wall back there and just redo the backdrop over there and the lighting and everything. I think eventually that's what's going to happen. Give it, now that I've done this setup, I'm probably not going to do it immediately, but probably,
Why didn't we do it at the same fucking time? Why didn't we make it one big fucking venture? I just don't understand setting yourself up for more work down the line. If you're going to redo your entire setup from the ground up, if you're going to have to do all of this quote unquote rewiring, why wouldn't you just do all of the work at once instead of having to tear it all down to put it fucking 6 feet the other direction? It doesn't make sense. It's just poor planning. Why is he incapable of thinking ahead? It's sad. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. Actual children plan better than this guy. But like I said, it's probably just so that we can monetize it later and waste everybody's time like that. Because we're here to fucking, we're here to waste time and punch the clock. And I seen somebody else say it earlier, like Howard Stern, literally just wasting time to waste time.
the next major thing.
I think
would
they
be-
were talking about the microphone thing earlier, but that is what Howard Stern does. Hey, by the way, he re-signed for 3 fucking years. Crazy. Who
You
cares?
take all the equipment, move it over there. All right.
Welcome,
Okay.
Moon and Star. I have prepared
So-
a place for you.
This
This
is what the setup actually looks like if you're over there looking at it from the other side of the room.
That's a fucking nightmare. This is like it's giving video game corruption, where like the tendrils and vines are expanding on like the walls and overtaking some of the furniture and appliances. That's what I'm getting here. It's like I said, a tendril style corruption. Big ups, Supermassive Problematic for the 22 months, almost 2 full years. Big ups. Big ups Atlas, and also big ups to Fire Hazard Officer Studio Command Center style spare bedrooms. Well, that's what we're looking at right now. So big ups. I appreciate your 22 months. This is insane. Just an absolute fucking mess. I can't believe he thinks that this is acceptable.
So as you can see, these are my Elgato wave foam panels on the wall that have soundproofing and look pretty darn stylish with my lighting. These are my lamps, LED lamps, and also I have LED lighting on the ground behind me. That's how I get all my fancy RGB lighting. You can now
Fancy RGB lighting as opposed to the non-fancy, I guess.
see these are what the key lights look like from the back. This is my new Corsair T3 computer chair.
Gotta flex
You
our
see I got the
chair,
mat on the
obviously.
floor that it's on. I mean, pretty much this is just the same stuff, just from a different perspective. That's my capture streaming PC, and yeah, this is the wire management. And you might be like, "Oh my god, I know. There's nothing I can do. I'm literally on. What? Just think about this. How many
There's a dude, nothing I could do. He actually believes that. He set this entire thing up. He coordinated this entire room. He set up this furniture and its placement. And he genuinely believes there's nothing that he can do. Also, Baldrick, I hate you for pointing it out, but yes, the tissue's on the corner of the desk for ease of access. I wasn't joking earlier when I was talking about him jorking it into that waste bin. I mean, we need the tissues for the extra cleanup, but it's always on standby, brother. You know what? You know the pre-stream ritual?
many devices I have in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Roland is 5. The Roland goes into speakers. That's 6. 7, 8, 9. So I have about 9 to 10 devices just sitting in front of me that all need cables.
That's insane.
Now behind me, I got
so
the RGB
crazy.
lighting, and that has its own set of cables and things that are behind me. So I'm surrounded by cables. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. But when I'm done in this office, I turn everything off. So I don't leave stuff on when I'm not here working, you know, for power management and safety concerns. Everything gets powered down. So that way we don't have, you know, all the electricity running constantly and all of that crap.
And I'm not buying that, not for 1 second. You know how the guy is. You know that he doesn't ever turn anything off because he doesn't want updates or he doesn't want to have to reopen his tabs or whatever the fuck. He does not shut any of the. Well, he might shut down the key lights and the RGBs and that nonsense. But I'm promising you, those PCs stay on more often than not, guys. Come on, it's just the way that it is. Those monitors do not turn off. They simply go to sleep, which is fine. I know that's the way that most people do things, but absolutely not turning most of this shit off. Am I enjoying my tour? Yeah, this is the best. Fuck a museum. Come look at this. You'll actually be more interested and more shocked by the things that you uncover here.
Okay. Okay. So
Also, I like that we kept the old sound foam right here in this one singular column for some reason. I just very, I want to say off-putting, but that's not quite it. It just juxtaposes the rest of it. Like it's the old era still holding on for dear life as everything around it changes.
how do I play console games? I'll explain in a moment because we're actually going to get to that scene. So, yeah, this is my capture streaming PC. It's on a rolling stand here, so it has space on the ground. It's not just sitting on the floor or on the carpet. It has its own nice stand there. I got a big, what do you call it? Power strip from Anchor here that I plug a bunch of stuff
Shout
into.
out Anchor. I love all of the company name drops as well. Completely unfucking necessary. This is my new Corsair T34 chair here. We didn't need that, bro. We could see the fucking Corsair logo. Just fucking put it in that stupid link that you have on your stream and call it a day. Oh, I have the Anchor power strip, the bank monitor arms. We don't need it, man. We really don't.
Wires, look, they're all rolling. I have cable management. Like, I have cable ties on all of this to try to keep it together. But, I mean, it's
Did a
just
really
it's
shitty
all over
job
the place,
with
so
them
there's nothing
then.
that can really
They're all
happen,
different lengths
you know?
and shit.
Like I said, this is very cramped. This is my door to my office to get in. So it only opens halfway, and I squeeze through, and then I have to go around and to the back of the desk in order to get here. There is zero room here, so I can't get by this way. So I have to go that way, and it is cramped. But once I'm back here, it's very spacious. Like, this is actually
the
way
Rubbermaid
more
trash
space
can
than I ever used to have. So it's good once I'm back here. I just have to get back here, and then it's nice. It's comfortable. Okay. And there's where I put my thermos. Here it is. That's where I put my thermos. So I have drinks all day.
Oh, what brand is the thermos, DSP? Dude, why do we have to take a sip when we mention the thermos? Hey, guys, here's my water bottle. Listen to the crinkle. Okay, let me take a sip. God damn it, dude. He's so obnoxious. Just point it out and go on with the fucking bit. Yeah, the sip of victory.
Here's actually a much better look at the monitor arms from Bank. I like them. Now that I've got them working, I really like them. But now you can actually see, remember I was telling you guys, circular hole, square mount. This is what gave me such problems. When I was trying to mount this arm to this monitor, it was like a nightmare because it doesn't fit. So I had to get the longer screws in order to have it go into these holes that are like depressed in here to actually get it to finally attach. It was a pain in the ass, but I did get it working. Okay.
That's me
All
depressed in here.
So, this now is the rem.
Did he not mention it? Does he come back to it? Hang on. We got to go back to that last image, right? At some point. No, we don't. Well, I guess I have to mention it then. I swear to God, it's in this segment. He might say it later, but I'm going to mention it now while it's on the screen. He at one point actually says he cannot fit through here. Obviously, this is maybe a couple of inches of room from the wall here. He actually has to walk from the door that only opens halfway. He has to squeeze through it, indicating to me that he's still a fat fuck. And he can only enter his chair from right here. He has to walk around this way. If he wants to go to his curtains or over to the air conditioning unit or whatever. Oh, he did say that? He just said that? Okay, then I'm dented. He has to come, like, actually step over this wire around the key lights. Brother, how can you live your life like this and just deem that acceptable? If it's like a hoarder house. How can you ever... How can you walk around all of this shit, step over it, trip on it on a regular basis, constantly have to do high knees to move around and deem that that's acceptable? If you live like that, you have a problem. Maybe it's, maybe in this case, it's not a hoarding issue, though you might be able to argue it is. But it's definitely a mental issue. There's something not firing correctly in that skull of his.
This now is the remnants of my old setup. So to show you, this is an entertainment center that I have owned since the early 2000s. So yeah, it's been with me over 25 years. I'm not kidding. I've had it that long. This is my Sony TV that I used to game on. Now it's not used. It just sits there.
Great. I'm glad we still have
these are the new speakers that I bought. What are
we just, and it's not in use because we've just thrown our speakers in front of it with this big ass roll of paper towels here. I love that we keep paper towels on standby, but you have to walk all the way around the desk and over the cable to get to them. That's super cool. That's super robust. Very accessible.
You guys know what they are. I think it says in the chat here. So these are speakers that can either be wirelessly attached via Bluetooth or with an auxiliary cable.
The speakers are across the room. You're right. I didn't even think of that.
Monitor right now. So that's how I get game audio for games where I'm not using headphones. Okay. When I'm using headphones, obviously, that's plugging into my Roland Bridgecast here, and that's how I'm getting surround sound for certain games. So this is my gaming PC right here. All right. As you can see, very nice looking. RGB's out the butt. Nice, graphics. It's very nice. It's on a stand, so that way it has its airflow.
Notice how little we talked about the specs. We didn't even mention the graphics card, nor any of the other internals. We mentioned that it looks nice, which... I think he only says that because it's in this goofy ass proprietary case, and it's got RGBs and it's white. I don't know why he went for white peripherals given his Nurgle aura and how dirty he is, how much grease just seeps out of him. But yeah, the DSP very clearly loves white peripherals. He got all the white mice, the white keyboard, the 2 white PCs, the white speakers,
and everything.
Awesome.
So what do I have here? I actually still have my Wii there. I never put it away. So
never put it away. There.
This is my...
Well, we left it out because it was white, guys. It goes with the theme here. I hate to tell you. That's probably the dented reason it actively still sits there.
Victrix Pro joystick that I use for fighting games. I haven't used it in a while now, so I kind of put it up there. Various controllers. That's like an Xbox One controller, and there's a few PS5 controllers there. That's my PS5 Pro. This is my Switch 2. And that's another PS5 controller. I think that's the active one that I'm actually using right now. So, how does this work? So, if I'm going to do
what do you mean,
PC
how
gaming,
does it work?
This PC via...
This PC turns on, you guys. If I want to do PC gaming, I turn my PC on. That's how this works. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, I press the power button while it's plugged in.
HDMI is plugged into my external capture device, which, again, I showed it way back here. This is my external capture device. So, those cords run across the floor and plug in here, and then it runs back to be in my monitor, all right? So all I do is I have another cable running across the floor from the Switch 2 or PS5 Pro, and that cable I would just swap. So today we're going to do Pokemon, right? So I'm going to say, okay, guys, let me go hook up my Switch 2. And I'm just going to walk over to that capture device,
mention it.
Unplug the PC, plug in the Switch 2, turn on the Switch 2, and that's how I game like that. So I have one cable that I swap between the PS5 Pro and the Switch 2. And, yeah, that's the setup. So, what's all this crap? That's like the wireless adapter for this mouse. That's a USB hub that I have because that's the wireless adapter for the
oh my god, I totally fucking forgot. He's only got 2 USB ports on the front of this fucking PC, dude. He actually has a whole hub just hanging off the front like a maniac for his 9,000 peripherals. Dude, we couldn't even plan the fucking PC correctly. We couldn't even verify that there was going to be enough USB ports to use the fucking thing. This is a nightmare. I understand why DSP is the way he is at this point when it comes to like, I'm going to call it the neuroticism of his setup and like the dysfunctionality of the whole thing and everything going awry all the time and being irritated. If I had this setup, I would also lose my shit on a regular basis. I think this is completely unusable in every aspect. Oh my God.
Marine controller. Again, this is the cord that goes to the Blue Yeti mic. So it's just all various things that have to run across the floor, and there's nothing I can do about those. So that's what my current setup looks like, okay? It's pretty complex. But, by the way, I should walk you through this. I forgot to walk you through this when we were on this screen. All right, so are you ready?
We need the walkthrough.
Right-hand side, that's the YouTube chat. That's how I see you guys talking right now. Just to the left of that is the Kick chat. That's how I see you guys talking right now. This is the monitor that looks at all my contributions. So this includes memberships, super chats, subs, resubs, all those kind of contributions. The only thing that
we could have just went with contributions and left it, but I'm glad that we listed a bunch of them and then gave up anyway. That's super neat. I'm glad we wasted our time that way. The money monitor. That's a great way to put it.
This doesn't track is tips, and it also doesn't track kicks. It's supposed to, but it doesn't work. It's supposed to track the kicks. I hope eventually it does track the kicks, but right now it doesn't. Okay. Here in this window, I do a ton of stuff. I switch between a bunch of tabs.
So much
right
stuff,
now, that's
guys.
a currency converter. So it looks like someone had actually contributed, and I was converting Swedish krones, probably. Swedish krones to the US dollar. But I use that also to monitor tips as they come in. I get emails when
I would also lose my mind if my monitor was set up like this. There's so much going on. This entire room is just an assault on your eyes in every aspect. The lighting, the amount of buttons everywhere, that all the wires, I'm sure the heat coming off of everything, the constant like looking back and forth between screens, the fucking a million goddamn tabs open. Jesus Christ, buddy. Again, I understand. I think I'm starting to understand why he is the way he is. Yeah, he's going through sensory overload, which I'm sure as an autist isn't great for him. Thank you, Dolo, for the 5. I love how he uses 2 keyboards, 2 mice, and a laptop trackpad instead of buying a $30 KVM. What is a KVM? I'm not familiar. Is that a device or hang on, wait a minute. I'm going to look it up. Don't tell me. I'm sure if I just look up KVM. Oh, a kernel-based virtual machine. Right. Well, he was too fucking stupid. People literally told him that he should just download like Banana or something for his audio and just have everything set up through there. And he was just too stupid. He was like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And then just decided to spend a fuck ton of money instead of downloading the free program that could just solve all of his shit. And you're talking about the keyboard and mice as well. And I'm talking more about the audio. But either way, yes, actually just downloading software that's free and figuring out how to use it for free is not worth it to the guy. We'd rather pay for the convenience. It's fine. It's fine. NWO News with the 2 saying, if you build this setup, you should be on death row. In Morrowind, of course. But I agree. They shouldn't be allowed. They should break into the they should bust into his house and take care of this problem. This is a crime against humanity, personally, and a fire hazard, obviously.
receive tips. I use that also to do pop-up alerts for tips and things like that, or kicks, things I have to manually do alerts for. I play through there as well. So all of those are sitting right there. This is my OBS that's open. And so this is me broadcasting in OBS. Okay. And down here, this is my YouTube stream monitor. It's actually not working because the stream wasn't live. But when the stream is live, this shows me how many viewers I have, what the chat rate is, stuff like that. So it basically monitors the stream and tells me the stream
Super
health.
important to know the chat rate, you guys. I have to have this information open at all times. I couldn't possibly go without this information. All right, buddy. And I seen people they were pointing out on Twitter and Spaces, basically just on Twitter, but I saw multiple people posting about it. Yeah, the dual streaming is turned off. I believe that's his YouTube dashboard, which is actually dual streaming for the shorts feature, so it like automatically crops it, or at least that's what mine looks like if I find it. It's one of these fucking tabs. Anyway, I'm not sure that that's the kick aspect, so I'm not convinced he's breaking TOS that way, but I can't say for certain.
in the bottom left.
What's my current chat rate, dude? I don't even fucking know, actually. I don't look. 10. You were wondering.
Left-hand corner, because that's actually my YouTube dashboard right there. All right. So this is now my command center for when I'm streaming. I see everything.
I actually didn't
there.
even have the
Now,
tab
someone just
pulled
asked,
up. I
would
was,
you
I was
also
looking at
edit?
I
Yeah,
had the
this is
Streamlabs
where
tab
I
up.
do all my thumbnails.
In case I had to
So I
repeat
have
something.
DaVinci Resolve, is it? Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. And I use that program. I toss my videos into there. I take screen captures. I add text, and that's how I make my thumbnails. And if I need to do any kind of like clipping or video editing, I also use DaVinci Resolve to do that.
I also can't believe that he's using DaVinci Resolve for thumbnails. Like, I guess it gets the job done. You're definitely capable of doing it that way, but it's definitely a video editor, and he's actually just taking screenshots of like really shitty like frames that he's putting together. Affinity exists for anybody that doesn't want to purchase Photoshop because they scam. Photoshop is scamming. Affinity exists. It's from the Canva company. It's actually half decent. I would recommend it. He could do that, but he would have to be, again, familiar with software that exists and know how to use it, and that's too much. We can't do that. Thank you, Adam Corona, for the 349. Sorry, for the 5. I'm everywhere today. It's his command center at For the Stardent Enterprise. I agree. I actually hate the idea of calling it a command center. I also don't like Battle Station either, so there's really no winning with me. We could just call it our setup and it'd be a day. But it's true. It is his command center in the Stardent Enterprise.
Yak Almighty
Thank you
says,
for the 5.
does the microphone arm ever hit the monitor? Yes and no. Like, it could, but if I leave it at the correct height, I can easily, like right now, I'm maneuvering it back and forth over the monitor, and it's smooth. Only if I do the wrong height will it hit the monitor.
Autocorrect.
Okay? But the thing is, that's the beauty of it. This
Or
monitor
autofill.
arm is so good. I can make the monitor higher, lower, whatever. And again, this microphone arm is amazing, maneuverability-wise, and I can adjust it however I want. So it's pretty much a really awesome setup for adjustments.
Yeah, it's super awesome the way the monitor arm
All right,
hangs directly in the
so-
center of the screen. I love that. It's my favorite part.
There you go.
There you
That
go.
is my setup. Thousands of dollars of stuff. All right. And a lot of work. In the background there, this is the clock I was telling you guys about. I have this Pac-Man digital clock. I've had it for 100 years. And I now use it to kind of like tell time during my streams. I still have my Tekken trophy back there. This was the Masha Nikkei controller that I tried to use on PC earlier this year, and I had to stop using it because it wasn't working with half the stuff. Oh, by the way, you can see my RGB lighting. That's a strip of RGB lights in the background there. There's actually a strip that goes all the way behind my TV. I wonder. Oh yeah, there it is. Look, there's the RGBs there.
Right.
There it is. You can see them. That's the RGBs behind my TV over there. So basically, the entire edge of my office, is lined with RGBs, and they all sync. So they're all going, like right now, they're all doing this Christmassy theme, which is really cool. And I change it every day. I theme it to games that we're playing. I theme it to the season or the holiday, and it's a pretty dope
And sorry, hang on. I don't want to cut him off saying it's pretty dope.
Christmassy
Hang on.
theme.
Hang on.
Which is really cool. And I change it every day. I theme it to games that we're playing. I theme it to the season or the holiday. And it's a pretty dope setup. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is
Pretty dope. Now that's fucking dope. This just cements to me the fact that all of the colored lights, the RGBs, all this extra, gamer this, gamer that, high quality this, AI that, all of this is purely for DSP. It's not for the audience whatsoever. He has RGB set up on the other side of the room that nobody will ever see, ever, because he doesn't have the camera facing that way. and yet he has it plugged in anyway. This whole room is suffering purely so that DSP can feel important, so he can feel like he's on the cutting edge of streaming or technology or whatever the case is. It's all for him. It's all for his own ego so that he can feel important. It actually has nothing to do with running a better stream or streaming at a better quality or having more features so that people are more entertained. It never had anything to do with that. He is actually a child showing you his Christmas haul. Asmongold came through. That's his grandma. He wound up with a bunch of money for Christmas and he spent it on a bunch of toys. And now he's walking his mom through all of the shit that he bought on Amazon with grandma's money this year. And she, I guess you're supposed to, you're the mom in this instance, and you're supposed to say, well, that's great, Philly boy. I'm so glad that you're happy with all of your Christmas purchases. And maybe if you're good next year, you can have some more money from grandma. That's what you're supposed to do. That's all this is. This is a show and tell of, look at all the shit I bought, Mom. Isn't it so cool? And you're supposed to pretend that you give a fuck.
Years ahead of anything I ever had. I never expected I would ever have anything like this. It's so cool. And now that here's the real good advantage, right? Is that, yes, this thing was a challenge to set up. 100% it was a challenge to set up. All right. But now that it's set up, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I don't really have to do much work at all anymore.
It's beautiful. It's so crazy. Like he's actually staring at a marvel, you know, he's staring at an art piece. It's beautiful. And it's the most dented setup that's ever existed, a complete fucking fire hazard, and entirely nonsensical. It's beautiful.
Microphone, I'm probably never going to really be tweaking it much anymore. I messed with it a bunch. The music is working now. The monitors are good and in place. Everything's good. Like I said, I can't even think of another thing that I could really improve right now besides moving across to that
your
wall
marriage
over there,
with your
I'm
wife?
definitely not doing that anytime
Going
soon.
on
I
a
just want to
honeymoon?
enjoy the setup that I've created for myself
Fixing
now.
your other
and just,
bathroom.
you know, live life, love games, chill, stream,
Clearing
have
out
a good
the
time with all
mold
you
in the
guys every day.
closet.
And again, I want to say thank you all so very much. It was you that made this possible through your engagement, through your support, through your positivity. It was a long time coming. It was a long, hard road to get here. And now I have the ideal setup for what I want to do. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the future, man. I really am.
How is it ideal if he still wants to move it to the other side of the room and completely have to move the background and everything involved? How is it ideal? That's not how that word works. We're just saying nonsense positive words to fill the time.
And I'm so excited for all the content and all the streams that we're going to make together. It's going to be sweet stuff, man. All right? Good stuff.
All right. So that was the DSP dented walkthrough style setup stream. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope it was everything you could have ever imagined. We have one more clip, and it's a shorter one, but I wanted to show it because I know he's been on his Asmongold bump arc. He's obviously doing very well for himself. Everybody is loving him. The internet loves him again. Complete reputation shift. He's way up. People totally aren't falling off, giving him money. He doesn't have to beg like a carnival barker anymore. None of that is actually true, of course, because we have this Pokemon stream from, was it just yesterday, the day prior? It was from Thursday. So the day prior, in which we beg a fuck ton. We are absolutely back to normal style begging on normal style streams. Any claim otherwise is a complete falsehood and lie. We are back to normal style. Please support the stream. So yes, welcome home indeed, because that's exactly where we're right back to where we were. Thank you, JB, for the 5. Saying, I'm just imagining one of those live, laugh, love signs in his room, except it says live, life, love games. Yeah, that's the type of shit your mom would buy you when you were a kid from like the superstore or whatever, and it's like $10, and she knows you're a gamer. So she got you that and the t-shirt that says will sell sister for video games. Merry Christmas, son. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, is everyone ready? So just a reminder, okay, today, for a $20 contribution, you can name a Pokemon. They will be added to my party for the remainder of the stream. And today, you can choose to just have a Pokemon on my party. For example, we already had a $20 contribution to make sure that Frankie stays in the team today, so he will. Okay? So if we get anyone else who contributes $20, you could also have that level of control over the stream. We still have several spots left. Okay?
Notice the wording of you can have that level of control over the stream. It's just very odd word use here, specifically because we've gone on many a rant about how we don't want people to have control over the stream via money. We're not interested in people whaling and holding games hostage or whatever and forcing us to do stuff. But we specifically use this verbiage when it comes to naming Pokemon. Very cool. Very awesome.
So Jade is asking if he can name a Pokemon today. So here's the deal. During my Pokemon streams, if anyone does a $20 contribution, they have the ability to either name a Pokemon, bring a Pokemon permanently into the party for that stream, or both. Okay.
Bring it on the team permanently for that stream. That's not how the word permanently works, boss man. You can't just throw in the word permanently and then add a time-based caveat. That just don't use the word. Just say for this session.
Okay. It's been a popular thing during my Pokemon Legends ZA playthrough. Earlier, someone did a 2000 kick on kick and said, I'd like to give the ability to name a Pokemon either to Poxy or Jade, whoever's.
Yes, anybody that's confused, if you pay $20, you can name the Pokemon or have them be or join the team. That's it, and it's just for this stream. If you want them to stay in the team and be used in the next one, you have to pay an additional $20 then. So every time you're on the stream, if you want to see your Pokemon there, you need to give him $20 like your 1 minute man. That's actually the scam style fucking setup. Yes. I hope you love it.
Here first.
It's very
Poxy
popular.
was here, but Poxy's not here anymore. Like
oh yeah, $2,000 kick on kick. Sorry, I was talking over it. My bad.
Or both. Okay, it's been a popular thing during my Pokemon Legends ZA playthrough. Earlier, someone did a 2000 kick on kick and said, I'd like to give the ability to name a Pokemon.
For the record, I was listening to this in the truck this morning while I was doing my snow run. And I was losing it in the truck hearing $2,000 kick on kick. It was that sleep deprivation getting to me mid-drive, brother.
Come on. Either to Poxy or Jade, whoever's here first. Well, Poxy was here, but Poxy's not here anymore. Like, Poxy was here when I was doing the podcast, but they left. So, as long as that's okay, then yes, Jade, you should be able to name a Pokemon, but I don't even know if that person who did the 2000 kicks is still here.
Damn, so everybody left for the gameplay? Weird.
I don't know. Like, if Poxy's not here and they're not here, I might just default and say, yes, Jade can name a Pokemon. But I don't think anyone's here right now. They were all here much earlier, hours ago, for the podcast. So there you go. Okay.
There you
go. You are enjoying the chill.
Keep in mind, Jade pays like $25 a month for his super membership or whatever, but he's begging in chat to name Pokemon. Why don't you take your gambling earnings, Jade, and spend some money and name the Pokemon if that's what you want to do? A lot of begging from Jade recently. He's really catching on from the guy, and he's souring my opinion, which I don't want to do given his circumstances. But I can't control his actions.
Vibes of Pokemon Legends ZA today. Please support the stream in some way. Easiest way to do that would definitely be to like the stream. All right, if you haven't liked the stream yet and you're watching live, please do. If you're watching this video on demand, please like the video. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like the DLC? Do you have criticisms for it? Let me know. All right, that helps the channel, just simply commenting. All right, if you're here live today and you'd like to support the stream, that'd be amazing if you did. There's many ways to support, including if you're on YouTube, you could do a super chat. You become a member of the channel. You
gotta give you the
memberships
rundown
to your fellow viewer. If you're on Kick, you could send some kicks my way. Or you could become a paid subscriber, or you could give some subscriptions to your fellow viewer. Or if you're watching, no matter how you're watching, you can actually tip by using the tip command, by exclamation point tip in the chat right now.
Oh,
if you're
let me
watching
do that
on
right
demand,
now,
look at the
guys.
description of the video. There'll be a link there for my PayPal.
PSP, the
all that
link's
stuff
not
is greatly
working.
appreciated, all right?
Can you check in on
this
that?
has been a very long, very successful playthrough of Pokemon Legends ZA. You know, we went right into the DLC because you guys have been so awesome. And I would love to continue that with this DLC. please engage and support with the content if you haven't yet. Thank you so much. Okay, Pokemon and go from there. All right, guys, thank you for chilling and enjoying Pokemon Legends ZA. I hope you're still liking it. Again, if you are, please engage, like the videos, like the streams, leave comments. I'll see you in the next part.
We really are begging for likes again. It's been a while. Not to quote the song, but likes and comments are back on the beg menu. How cool is that?
Okay, this is a good time for me to stretch. Okay, guys. Now, FYI, chill stream today. I'm having a great time. I want to say thanks to those who have supported the stream today. I appreciate you. Definitely, this is a slower support stream for some reason. Don't know why. Some of these Pokemon streams have actually done really well. This is a slower one. That's not the end of the world, and it doesn't mean that
and why are we mentioning
Pokemon's ending or anything like that. Don't worry about that.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Great success with the Pokemon runs, but I do hope that this doesn't mean that it's a pattern where people aren't going to like it as much, because I really liked it. It's been a long-running playthrough we've been doing, and the DLC, from what I'm to understand, is going to be lengthy. We're only at 2 out of 5 levels of these Mega Evolution or these Mega Dimension gates.
And I didn't hear any positivity for the game there. We have really been enjoying this, but then we only go on to say that it's been a long-running playthrough that we've been doing, and he wants to continue it for the DLC. There wasn't, I really enjoy the mechanics in this. It would be a shame if we didn't get to experience the rest of the DLC. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing the Mega Evolutions and what they did with that and what they added in the... None of that. It's simply because it's been a long-running playthrough. And you all know that the only reason it's a long-running playthrough is because he's been making money. Ergo, the only reason we enjoy this game is for the money. It's a 2 degrees, 3 degrees of separation to the bag.
And so there's a lot more coming. So again, if you like the content, please support it if you can. It's not the end of the world if we don't get any more today. But I'm still here till 4 p.m. We still got another 90 minutes. You could still name a Pokemon and bring them into the party for 20 bucks if you'd like. Okay? It's all good. It's not, again, I've been doing so good, I have no right to complain about anything and be like, oh my god, the sky is falling, it's a slow stream. It's not like that.
I agree.
But I just wanted to bring it up matter-of-factly. It definitely is one of the slower Pokemon streams we had for whatever reason. So.
It's so weird.
Okay.
Why does he think that that's okay? Also, please mind you that this stream is sitting at $102.
I think what I'll do, I'm just going to use the restroom.
Like, we're $48 from hitting the goal, as we used to call it. And you know that's what he's still hoping for, is $150. So we're begging for a goal that doesn't actually exist, but we're going to mention it as though it does regularly. Just bring it back then. Just set the fucking standard outright so everybody knows what's going on. We're like obfuscating what we're doing now, which is really weird and not transparent, as the guy always claims to be, you know?
Okay. All right, so I'll use the restroom, stretch my legs, and I'll be right back, and we'll continue. So just chill. I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, guys. I'm back. Oh, and a reminder, we are doing DSP Tries It today. We are. We got around to it. We were supposed to do it on Monday originally, and it's been such a crazy week here in Washington with weather and everything. But finally, we're going to be doing DSP Tries It Quiznos today. I actually got 2 different sandwiches that I'll be trying on the stream today, both of which I used to like back in the day. The thing is, they don't really have anything new, and I ate at Quiznos a lot back in the day.
Well, they were like going out of business,
I guess we'll see
so
how it goes. All right.
I would hope that they were focusing on saving their business and not coming up with new gimmick sandwiches for DSP Tries It. But hey, what do I know about business? Yes, a guy with long hair pointing out it's beg and then break and then immediately come back and beg, which is what this is. Like, I know we're hyping up DSP Tries It, but this is very clearly just him saying, please support the Pokemon aspect of this, or it reflects negatively on the game, and we're running out of time very quickly, you guys, because I'm cutting that section of the stream short so we can do this other bit that nobody asked for. That's what this is. It's a very covert beg. Some of you might have missed it.
Cool. So that's coming up probably in roughly an hour or so. Depends on when the food arrives, but in about an hour or so, we'll be doing DSP Tries It, okay?
The jazzy little tune, though. I'm fucking with it.
Okay. Well, you say, you get it says it's not DSP Tries It because you tried it already. Yeah, but I used to eat it back in the day 20 years ago. And I haven't actively had Quiznos in many years. I couldn't even tell you the last time I had one. So, it is a DSP Tries It. AJ says he might retire this year. Well, he's had a long storied career too. Makes sense if he retires.
Thanks, Jade. Sounds good, man.
Okay. All right.
I don't
Let's jump back
even know
in,
what
'cause
we're
I-
fucking sitting around waiting for. We were waiting for money, I guess. We actually expected the beg to work there. But we couldn't even entertain Jade on the AJ Styles retiring thing. Mind you that this fucking loser watched WWE and all sorts of different wrestling programs for an extended period of time in his life, and he had nothing more to say on one of the biggest names in the industry retiring other than he's had a long storied career. Makes sense. Never oh, well, that's sad to hear. I remember this, or given the way that his arcs have been working in this way or that way, like I can understand being tired of it, or recently with X, Y, and Z. None of that. Just all right, man. Sounds good. Makes sense.
We'll play for about another hour, and then we're doing DSP Tries It tonight on the late stream. It is, and again, if you guys support the stream more, that'd be great.
Nice,
if you don't, it's not the end of the world. But it would be great to get some more support, notably on the kick side. Things really slowed down this week on the kick side for some reason. Last night we actually had a great stream, but outside of that,
AJ's a
they're pretty
chick.
slow.
No,
Like, we
AJ's
didn't
not
get
a
a single
chick.
sub
AJ
here
Styles
today.
is a dude, isn't he?
Yeah, not one.
Am I dented?
So it'd be great to get some kick support for those of you over there who are watching on Kick. Okay? All right, guys, let's continue to Bernice for a €2 super chat. It's about $2 American. Thank you so much for that. We're at 104 of support. Thank you for the first, like I said, the first contribution in 2 hours. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank
Again, guys,
God.
if you
Somebody
like the chill
finally
vibes
donated.
of Pokemon, if you enjoy this playthrough, and you want to see it continue, you want to see me actually beat the DLC, please support the stream if you can. $20 gets you a named Pokemon if you're interested. If you're not, it's all good.
He fucking missed that jump,
Anything
by
is
the way.
appreciated, like a little super
What a
chat or
king.
whatever.
What a pro gamer. And then he
I'll
just
grab a
ran
couple items
away.
here. And again, I wanted to leave. Jade says he's very happy for my support. Well, me too, obviously, Jade. And listen, it's like I said, I'm doing well enough that I...
Dude, we've got the actual wheelchair in chat saying, I so happy tips. Like, how did you, breed this into existence? How did you create this community in which they're the retarded people are in your chat celebrating when you make money because you're actively threatening to cancel content that they enjoy? How did we get to this point? This shouldn't, you should see these kinds of things and immediately start taking notes and adjusting the way that you do your content.
I don't have to worry that one stream on a day is slower than others. Like, this is a slower stream, but I don't really care. We've had great streams recently where things have been amazing, so it's not a big deal. I don't have to see, again, there used to be goals. I have to sit here and be like, we got to hit the goal. I don't have to do that. I'm so happy I don't have to do that. It's so much easier. It's so much relaxing, more relaxing and free to not have to be doing that. So
you'll notice nowhere in the positivity there is what I'm going to call that. It's easier. It's more free. It's more relaxing. You won't notice that it makes the content better, that it's less jarring to the audience, that it's less annoying. You notice that it's never them that's prioritized. It's only DSP's ease and his freedom. That's it. It's like I said, it's very telling. You just listen to the words that he's deciding to use, and he doesn't even think about them twice. That's genuinely how he feels.
we're in this stream for 2 straight hours. All we did was the dimension stuff. Maybe next time we actually do some of the side questing. All right, well, guys, thank you for chilling with me here for Pokemon Legends ZA. Next time around will be next week. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, guys, we may not do Pokemon for a while, and here's why. Next week is Christmas. We have the Christmas marathon and all of that. So we may not be doing Pokemon next week, or maybe we will. I don't know what I'm doing on Christmas Eve yet, but it's going to be a bit before we get back to Pokemon, okay?
Damn, Pokemon did so bad that it's actively getting bumped later into the schedule. We're going to artificially increase the scarcity on Pokemon to try and revive the support. You guys know if this shit comes back. We'll say when. because that's how he's putting it now. When this shit comes back, if we don't hit the goal, it's over. It's done. We're spent. It's not getting a third chance. You're out of your mind. Yeah, it's on slip and slide watch. It's gonna shoot itself in the back of the head 3 times alone.
But I hope you're enjoying. It was a chill stream for me. I had a good time. And looking forward to more next time. More chill, relaxing Pokemon, all right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you
what a
next time for more
coincidence.
Pokemon Legends ZA. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. Let's save. And what we'll do is we'll set up. The food's going to be here in 10 to 15 minutes, it says. So I guess we could just chill for a little bit.
Oh,
Here we
can't
go.
even. All right. We just have to chill.
All right. Got to get set up here for the DSP tries it.
Have to
Okay.
have to set
Go
up
ahead and
to
turn
eat
this on
food,
standby.
folks. That's
Give me
how
a
you
second,
know
I'm gonna
the
swap over
setup
to the
is
PC
good.
stuff.
When you have to actively change a bunch of things to eat at your desk. You know the setup is obviously ideal, to use his own words. And that's the end of the clip. So with that, that's the stream. That's all I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, on the shorter side, I should be, fingers crossed, should be back next Saturday after the holidays in order to do an additional style stream like I want to and like I always intend to. So look forward to that, 9 a.m. Haven't heard from that old man in a while. I think he forgot that I existed. I'm not going to hound him. I'm sure he's got other things on his plate. It is what it is. I'm unavailable most Sundays at this point anyway. So Act the King on hiatus, I guess. Like I said, haven't heard. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no way, dude. He messaged me. All right, I'm responding actively right now. Yes, Act the King is on tomorrow. You're hearing it first right now, live. Okay, 8:30 tomorrow. Act the King returns. It's going to be super robust and meaningful. You can't believe it. It's actually a Christmas miracle or a wonderful life or whatever the fuck DSP enjoys. I hope to see all of you there then. But if I don't, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe and stay blessed. Goodbye.